It smells very lovely in here.
Yeah, it smells like Paisley Park used to smell.
Yeah.
This is the incense.
It smells like Paisley Park.
Yeah.
That's not Paisley Park right now.
It's
not Paisley Park right now.
Oh. It's like
not yet.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I got high hopes for what they're trying to do.
Too.
You know, this I went to the celebration for the first time this year, and what I appreciated was Londell's passion. Like I felt like he was trying to kind of like do something. Like he was into
something's got to be done here.
I hope so.
So I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm hopeful too.
You know, and I think they're just sitting on a gold mine. You know, and if you think about it, I mean, you got all the stuff that's in the vault.
Yeah.
You got all the videos. You got, you know,
there's all kinds of stuff.
So how do they get people to that, right? And then, I mean, the other challenge is, I mean, Prince fans can be a finicky bunch. You know, they want the this and the that and the, you know, so it can be a challenging crew.
Mark is
to
speaking
please.
for himself there.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this a long time. You know, the Prince community is just, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they got a tough job, but hopefully they can pull it together. I think they could start by burning some of this incense in there. That would be
at least they can
step
do
number one. Why don't y'all burn some incense and burn some candles? If they want some suggestions, like that'd be step 1 and 2.
Paisley has always been an arena of the senses, and so like that's why there's no windows and no clocks. You're supposed to lose yourself in there, and so smell is one of the senses that Paisley Park would attack. When you came in there, it was an experience, and so obviously the smell should be right. And I'll find out what I think I know what that incense is, but I'll find out later.
Yeah,
we're gonna hit him up. That's gonna be our first sponsor.
Is that the garden?
Yeah. It's the garden.
Yeah, I know it.
You know, I mean, but I think you're absolutely right though. Like the space was creative, right?
Yeah.
And the smell was a big part of that.
Yeah.
I think they're doing a disservice to fans not having that smell places, right? Not having kind of that vibe.
Just to start, that in itself is disrespectful to the fans, but on another level, as you said, you're a fan. So like, I know when they first opened Paisley Park back up, and they were telling people this is how Paisley Park was when Prince left it. And I'm like, you understand that to the tour guides, I had to tell them, like, you understand that these people have been here more times than you have. Like, they know.
Yeah.
They know what this place was, and they know what it looked like. They know what it smelled like. They know it better than you. And so, like, you can't tell them these things and then expect them to just believe it. It has to be. If you want it to be what it was, then make it what it was. You know, it's not hard because you have all these sources.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting, right? And I don't know how much they've talked to those sources over the years, right? Like, I don't think they've necessarily gone and, like, I mean, nobody I know, Dustin, you? Anybody you know, like, from a fan perspective that's like,
no.
Hey, you know, what was it like? What was it all about? What was he doing? I mean, I think that's interesting, too, you know? I mean, dude, I saw at Paisley Park alone, 125 shows. You know, I mean, that's plus the parties, another 100 parties on top of that. I mean, it's a lot of experiences, right? Like, you know, and I know people, we interviewed Bill in our second episode that we released, but the first interview, you know, that
number
dude,
one Bill.
I mean, he saw him hundreds of times at Paisley Park, right? Like, he just had a little more runway for him. But, you know, there's some authorities, could share some things.
I think so, and I think I mean, I'll give them credit though. There are a couple of cats still hanging on at Paisley that
been doing stuff for a minute. Yeah,
that were there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like so, like one of the guides, I want to say his name is John. I can't think of his name right now, but man, it's slipping my mind. But he was there. Yeah, like, I know he was there. I remember him being there, and he's very dedicated to making sure that when I feel good about him being there.
Yeah. Right.
But sometimes
old
it's like,
familiar face.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm like, these cats, like, I mean, you know, I try to remain humble, but like if you can't even get my name right when you're giving the tour, then something's wrong.
Yeah.
Or you can't
actually it's pronounced
if you
Adrian
can't get
Crutchfield.
Kirk's name right.
I love it.
Like if you're talking about Kirk or
I mean,
or
he
Mono
goes back.
Neon,
Yeah.
Right.
And Kirk was at one point, like, I don't know if he still is, but he was an administrator there. So, like, for the tour guides to be saying his name wrong, right. Like, that's the cat signing your checks, man. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I think they're on the right path now, and I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful because at the end of the day, as you said, the fans can be very finicky, but at the same time, something that Dudley said earlier that's really important is we need young fans. We need a new crop of fans because our fans are aging.
Yeah, it's
fast,
true.
and
it's
so
true.
we need that new generation. We need what I call the new power generation, next power generation. And so we need that. And so the only way to get that is to innovate and bring Paisley to a point where we can attract young fans.
Yeah, and I think what's appealing about Paisley Park and what it can do is it can connect people to Prince.
Yeah.
And as it connects them to Prince, like, dude, then the rabbit hole just goes deep. It's like, Neo in the Matrix, right? Like, we're just gonna dive deep. And
it's
I think,
exactly like that.
And as people get introduced and see who he is, and then they get connected to the music, I mean, there's then the ball just starts rolling. But you got to get people through the doors, and then you got to give them the real deal. Pop from the experience. It can't be emotionless. It can't be flat. It's gotta connect, right? It's gotta have some power behind it.
It's gotta have some power.
You know what we need to do?
We'll start recording.
Yeah, we need to do the intro to the
All right.
podcast.
All right, we should do that. We should do that. We just jamming though. This is fun.
It's going.
All right. Y'all ready? This is Purple Highs. I'm Mark Bondi here with my co-host
DJ Dudley D.
and we are chronicling the days of Wild.
Yeah,
We ready to have some fun tonight?
always.
Always. We got the incense burning,
Yeah,
smelling right.
It smells
right. And
We're still kind of on a purple high from First Avenue on June 7th.
June 7th. Yeah, we're still riding that thing. It's
Man, we had 1,000 people through the door, and it was next level.
It was so much fun, and beautiful, and it just was. The love for one another was just there.
Yeah.
Right? People were just in a celebratory mood, celebrating Prince, celebrating all things Minneapolis, celebrating the fan community, and just lifting up the music. It was so much fun.
In case anybody cares, the next event is 4th day November in Minneapolis.
2023.
Check the Instagram.
How do they find us on Instagram, Dudley? Before we don't tell them later in the show.
We're at
I'm always
purple
forgetting.
@purple_highs. But enough about us.
Enough about us. We got a very special guest. Someone that played with Prince for a number of years.
We're going to find out exactly how many.
We're going to talk about it. Adrian Crutchfield.
Yeah.
How's it going, man?
What's up?
Thank you for coming out and hanging out at Dudley's house with us tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had to.
It's great to have you. It's I'm just excited about the whole thing. Maybe just real quick to just jump us off. Maybe just tell folks. A lot of people that are listening to our podcast are going to know, who you are, when you work for Prince, and kind of what you do.
Okay, so here it goes.
Where are you from?
And where are you from?
That's a good question. I'm actually from Roanoke, Virginia, but I grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where I live now. I started playing for Prince in 2012 as a member of, what we call. Well, I was actually known as the liaison for the NPG Hornz, which is an 11-piece horn section. Never before seen, never again seen. 11-piece dancing, entertaining, singing horn section.
Y'all weren't just passively.
No.
And what did you play?
I played alto saxophone.
Boom.
And soprano saxophone and flute. And I danced and I sang. It was great. And it was a lot.
Check him out. If you haven't seen Adrian, there's some. We'll get in. You'll hear about him, but there's definitely some TV episodes you can check out.
Oh yeah.
So I want to jump off kind of with this 11-piece horn section because
The liaison.
We got the liaison.
I was the liaison of the horn section.
So I want to just jump off on this whole thing because the first time I remember seeing the 11-piece horn section was at the City Winery in Chicago, Illinois. On June 30th, 2013. So we're just a little over 10 years from that spot. that show was mind blowing.
Right. Yeah, it's like I want to say that was one of our first shows.
Really?
Actually,
because I mean that was the first time I remember seeing this horn section,
that
kind
huge
horn section,
yeah.
and I mean y'all weren't like kind of in the back playing. Like this dude had y'all front and center on the stage. So yeah. So I mean I don't know where that sits in kind of the spectrum of the shows you did, but do you remember that show specifically?
I do and I don't, because we played Chicago a few times.
Yep.
And I know that our very, very first appearance, like live appearance with Prince, was the United Center in Chicago.
Yeah.
Right?
And then it was House of Blues.
And then House of Blues.
What was that?
That would have been 2012, I think, late 2012.
That was 2012.
Yep. Okay.
And
So
then
was the City Winery before or after?
No, it was after.
Okay.
But we also played Chicago for Mr. Star Wars.
Yeah, that's the same day.
Yeah.
That's the same day.
That's
so
what I'm talking. Yeah.
Yeah, so George Lucas has his wedding in Chicago
Yeah.
on June 30th.
And
So
Mark just happened to be in Chicago.
Yeah. It was one of those shows, though, and this is what I love about Prince, right?
Uh-huh.
You're in Chicago.
Mhm.
We were taking our daughter down to see grandparents, and she was going to stay there for the week, and, like, this was, like, we're there, and then, like, we're in Chicago, and it's 5 o'clock. It's like, Prince is playing the City Winery, and it's like, oh, shucks.
Yeah.
You know, like, we had to go into, like, outfit mode and like mall mode, and you know it was a whole thing. So you played George Lucas's wedding that
Yes,
day.
we did.
Do you remember that gig? I mean, that seems like a memorable gig.
Of course. I mean, it was one of the funniest things about it to me was we had come to a point where we could kind of joke with Prince a little bit.
Yep.
And be the homies, you know, and
right.
And I can't remember exactly who, but I think it actually might have been BK. Asked him while we were playing George Lucas's wedding, and Prince's response was something along the lines of, "Because he's marrying a sister," and I had to see that. So I thought that was hilarious.
That is so funny.
We'll never
that is
forget
so funny. Yeah, because you know what? He's like,
Prince, though.
it ain't about the money. I just want
to see it.
I want to see this whole deal. So tell me, like, where is that gig? Like,
oh man, I don't remember exactly where. They had some kind of a tenting situation set up.
Yeah.
And it was all like Secret Service type of thing, because apparently the Obamas were supposed to be there.
Yep.
Yeah.
They may have
It's George
been.
Lucas.
I don't know, but like a lot of
Darth Vader showing up.
Yeah, exactly. Chewbacca, everybody's coming. So a lot of high status guests were there. So it was really hush hush.
Yep.
And we literally got the runaround a lot, like, of where we were going. We were just taken to these places for the show. And
When did you figure out it was George Lucas's wedding? Like, was it that day?
It was like the day, but like after we got to Chicago.
Right.
Okay, so you were going to Chicago and you didn't know you were playing George Lucas's wedding.
No, we didn't know we were playing George Lucas's wedding until later. Like, we knew we were playing something big, but we didn't know what it was. Mm-hmm. And then finally the word got out. It was like, it's George Lucas's wedding. Don't talk about it. Can't blah blah blah. We can't tell people we're here, which was also weird because he was like, they were, the thing about the Prince administration at that point was like, it was a lot of don't do this, do this, don't do this, do this.
Right.
And so we were told we couldn't talk about what was happening because it was a hush-hush thing and it was very secretive, and that the Obamas might be there. So it's a security thing.
Yeah,
so
you're
we
in
can't
Chicago,
talk about
so
it.
it's
right. Right, and then we get there and they're like, "Oh, it's you're going to be playing for George Lucas. This is a wedding for George Lucas."
Well, I'm sure Barack's probably like, "Oh, we're invited to George Lucas's wedding." But if it's like George Lucas's wedding with Prince performing, Barack's gonna be like,
"Oh yeah, I'm in."
But then they were like, "Yeah, you can't really promote. You can't talk about being in Chicago right now because we're not supposed to be here." But then later on that night, we're playing City Winery, and that was a surprise to us too. We didn't know we were doing that.
Yeah, y'all just in it.
Yeah,
wherever you need us to go,
wherever you need us to go, we're gonna be.
So
there.
that gig, is there like a big stage? Are people like dancing, or is it like what does George Lucas's wedding look like? I mean, I can't even conceptualize like what's going on here. I need you to paint me the picture.
It was like you would think. I mean, it was like it wasn't the reception.
Okay.
It was the ceremony.
No.
So like it was right after the ceremony or something like that. Like we didn't see them do the do. We didn't see that part. But it was a bunch of tables, like almost like a tea party type of thing. And a little dance floor set up in front, and we performed. We performed for like, I don't even know. It wasn't that long. We didn't play long. But we played.
So wait, it was like cocktail hour?
Sort of, yeah.
Like before dinner?
No, it was after dinner.
Okay, after dinner.
It was after dinner.
But y'all got up there.
Yeah. We got up and did our thing. And
did he play Lay It Down?
No, he didn't.
Because I mean, from the heart of Minnesota, here comes the Purple Yoda. Like I've been asking that question in my head.
The funny thing about my time with Prince was, and it's funny you said that because I got to watch. What was really cool about our era was I got to watch him kind of return to his former self.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Well, meaning like when we came in, he wasn't doing any of the provocative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't even sing the lyrics that way. And then like let alone sing a song that was provocative. He wasn't doing it. And then eventually like Shush got brought back in and stuff like that. So like we watched him return to that version of himself, whereas he was the wholesome version before we got there.
Right.
Where like so it was really cool. So a lot of the songs, even if any of the lyrics were like somewhat bad.
Yeah, I remember when he was playing
changing
because he brought Extra Lovable back.
Yeah,
because he plays that at City Winery, and that's like jam. I mean, and he re-releases it too.
Yeah, the Extra Lovable Reloaded.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's another thing people are always confused about. It's like, okay, Extra Lovable, the Horns, that's the Hornheads.
Okay.
Extra Lovable Reloaded. I think it's us, but we got to check that book. We got to check the book.
We might have to go the authoritative source, right. the spot.
But we definitely played it, and that was actually, Extra Lovable was actually our audition piece.
Really?
Yeah.
So tell me how that works. What does that look like? Audition.
So we were told. Oh man. Okay. So Marcus Anderson and I, my best friend. We were playing.
Shout out to Marcus.
Shout outs to Marcus and BK, my two aces. BK Jackson, Marcus Anderson, and shout out to all the NPG Hornz. I mean, those are my brothers. I love them, and we had a time, man. I mean, that experience is historical. There's not been anything like that since Sam and Dave. I don't think. So so the NPG Hornz was actually comprised of 2 horn sections, right? What happened is. Marcus and I were playing horns for Anthony Hamilton, and Anthony Hamilton's an R&B singer.
Yeah, it makes sense. He's out of Charlotte too,
out
right?
of Charlotte, right? And I grew up under Anthony. Anthony has had my back since. Anthony was my barber when I was like 10 years old.
Oh wow!
So that's family.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and so basically when he found out that he was going to be opening for Prince, at the time Prince is doing Welcome to America. He had a horn section.
Yeah, and he plays in Charlotte.
Yeah.
This is the connection. Okay, I'm following now.
So basically when Anthony found out that Prince was coming in and we were opening, he's like, I got to have a horn section. So he recruited Marcus and I and a couple others, and we played, and we got to play on the cymbal stage, which was crazy.
Yeah.
But at that time, anybody just coming to open for Prince, their whole thing is we got to kill him. We got to let him know this is our city, whatever. That was Anthony's band's energy,
and he can do that. I mean, I've seen Anthony Hamilton a few times, and I mean that dude. If you ain't seen him, I mean, people should go see him.
He always has an incredible band,
and he's got that kind of pop in terms of his energy, man.
And you're not gonna win because you're just gonna elevate Prince even
exactly.
higher.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're gonna kill it, buddy.
You're not gonna win.
But Prince don't invite nobody. He's not inviting. I mean, this ain't 1982 in the time. You can reference the Jelly Bean deal there, but.
Prince is not going to invite you unless he knows you can bring it. And so Ant put on a show, and it was amazing. We had a great time. It was historical. I still remember doing sound check and Prince riding out on his bike through the auditorium and riding around and watching us, and then waving at us and ringing the bell and riding off.
Now, had you met him at all beforehand?
No.
So is this like your first time?
It's my first encounter with Prince.
Had you seen Prince in concert prior?
No.
So you'd never seen Prince? So your first show...
I'm a fan, but I'd never seen a live concert of Prince. I'd seen the videos. I had all the DVDs. Musicology. I had Live in Las Vegas. I had...
Dustin was on that.
Sign of the Times.
Did you know that?
I know he was. I know. I have it. Dustin, you don't understand. I have Live in Las Vegas in my car because I have a DVD player in my truck.
Oh, nice.
And I play it all the time. Like that's my jam. So basically I had never been to a show before that.
Okay.
I was like, I love Anthony, if you ever hear this, I love you to death. You're my brother. I love you to death. I did not do that show for you. Like, I love you, but I was not there for you. I was there for Prince. And we danced our asses off that night playing that show.
Right.
and luckily we had Carolinians in the band. Shelby.
Yep.
We had Cassandra O'Neal.
Yep.
We had Blackwell. All of them are Carolinians, and we were expecting to see Maceo and Fred Boyer and them, the horns. Prince didn't bring horns on that run. So we were the only horns on the show. So he saw us. He saw the dancing and all that stuff. So Shelby had told us, like, yeah, he's really feeling that. Don't be surprised if you get a call. And so that leads me to what happened. So Marcus.
So before what happened, I mean, what about that first show from Prince? Like, you all go and perform, y'all crush it, but then you just go and like sit in the crowd?
And then you would just sit and watch. Yes.
Yeah. What was that like? Just seeing Prince for the first time, and like, tell us about that.
It was
that show, that experience.
It was like, I don't even know how to explain it. I watched in awe the entire show.
Right.
Like, I was just like, this is what I want to do, and this is who I want to do it with, and I don't know. Marcus and I just sat there. We watched the entire show, like 9-year-old girls at a Justin Bieber concert. I mean, you would have thought. I mean, like, man, we were just in awe. And then what really got me, and I'll never forget this. What really made me really respect Prince as an artist was, this is the first time in my life that I can recall being in an arena with and watching an artist perform where he just got on the piano. This is like the beginnings of the piano and the microphone thing.
Yep.
He got on the piano, the band left.
Yeah.
He gets on the piano and does a 45-minute set. Just him and the piano. And what was crazy about it was he would literally start the song, sing 3 words, and the audience would take over.
Right.
And he'd go through the whole song, and they would sing the entire thing in harmony. And then he'd transition to another song and do the same thing, and they would do it all over again. And I was like, this motherfucker has these people who paid to be here singing. They are working for him.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was the most magical thing I'd ever seen in my life, man.
Yeah, I think the crowd is interesting because, he says, Days of Wild, my favorite song ever.
Yeah.
Let me check my choir.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think he was very proficient at checking his choir. Like, the audience was a member of the band.
Oh yeah. And I mean, to me, that was the first sign of, like, I don't know how to explain it, but just seeing an audience willing to work like that.
Yeah.
At a show that they paid to be at.
Right.
Just like the band's got to work.
Yeah.
Crowd's got to work.
You going to work too.
Yeah. You don't just show up.
Yeah.
Like, this is participatory.
And I mean, like, then they did the whole thing where the purple confetti comes down and all that.
Yep.
Man, and I'm screaming like a 8-year-old girl at a Justin Bieber concert. I was in it.
So you said, like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Had you decided that before? Because, I mean, you're... it's what?
Playing with Anthony Hamilton,
2012.
Like, yeah, this is like
you're doing
this is
some
like
stuff.
2011. I'm touring with. My history of touring at that point is mainly Anthony Hamilton, and I've done some other smaller, like, circuit touring and some jazz, some smooth jazz stuff. I've also toured with Young Money at that point. I had just come off, like, 2009. I toured with Lil Wayne and Young Jeezy.
Super
so
nice.
That was a big difference.
Right.
Yeah, you're switching kind of genres here.
And when I was doing that, I mean, honestly, when I was doing that, I thought that's what I wanted to do. I was like, this is cool. There's girls and money and excitement. There's a little bit of gang mentality and whatever. And I had come from that. So I was like, okay, this is fun too. And I get to make money, and it's like cash. So, like, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't have to report it. And so, but I saw a lot of other stuff too in that, and I was like, okay, well, that part's not fun. Like, the bus is getting shot up.
Yeah, not fun at all.
That's not fun.
So part of this, like, hey, I want to do this. Yeah. It's like, I want to do it at this kind of level.
This is the level
where that drama and all that stuff is like.
This is the level. This is where it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be this level of professionalism, this level of musicianship, and this level of appreciation from our fans.
Yeah.
I had not seen that.
Yeah.
The fans that I was used to in those big arenas was Bloods and Crips. I was not used to seeing, like, grown and sexy.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd seen it with Anthony.
Yeah. But not, just not at that scale.
And like I said, I love Anthony, but they weren't singing his songs like that.
Yeah,
like, not like that. And so yeah, it was a different level. And at that point, it really made me realize, because I'd also, the other thing I didn't mention is I had also tried to do the artist thing myself.
Yep.
And I was kind of jaded from that. I didn't want to be an artist anymore, because I'm not a competitive person, and the industry is very competitive.
Yep.
And they would try to pit me against my friends, and I didn't want to be pitted against my friends. I wanted to coexist.
Yeah.
And so I decided at some point that I wanted to be a sax man to these great artists. I wanted to be Maceo.
Yep.
Yeah.
To somebody's James Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I saw Prince, I was like, that's it. That's what I want.
This is my guy. This is
the
the horse I want to ride.
And especially since Maceo wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know, Mike Phillips wasn't there.
Now, did you feel like that was missing? Like, are you like in your head like, oh, I could bring a little something like this? Like, all right.
I mean, I'm also a fan. I'm a Prince fan. So like, the whole time I'm watching this show, it ain't like this is new to me. I'm like, I know all these songs.
Yeah. When did your Prince fandom start? When did you? When's your first recollection of being like, Prince is a thing?
My grandmother. I was probably 4, 5.
Okay. What year is that? Like, what are you listening to then?
89, 90.
Okay.
You know, my grandmother was everybody was a Prince fan.
Yeah.
But my grandmother was like that senile older woman who was convinced that Prince was her man.
Yeah.
Type
I get it. I've met them.
Yeah, and she would literally say
she's not the only one.
Right, exactly. But she was also like, if you guys are familiar with Medea,
yep.
that was my grandmother.
Yeah, cool.
And so, but she would also say little things because she knew I was into music. I got my first saxophone when I was 4 years old.
Yep.
From Kenny G, right? And so, my family kind of molded me into a musician. They knew I was going to be a musician.
Yeah.
And my grandmother would say little things that I wouldn't pay attention to until later.
Yeah.
My grandmother literally said, "One day you're gonna be playing with my man."
Really?
And
so
she would
like
play these
there's
records.
like she's prophesying over your life. She's like, hey, literally, I see this.
Once he meets me and I marry him.
Exactly. Exactly. So like she would like literally play me these records and be like, "That's my man. You need to learn these parts because you're gonna be playing with him, and I'm come see you."
So you're. I mean, that's interesting though because you're getting exposed at
like 5, 6 years old.
Yeah, and not just like kind of exposed. Your grandma saying like learn this stuff, like listen, not just like hey, this is a nice tune for us.
I'm gonna tell you how real it is, man. There was a movie. It always slips my mind. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's the movie where this family gets sucked into the cable box, and there's this evil cat trying to catch them. Man. And there's a part where the evil dude and the dad, the guy of the family.
Is it called Stay Tuned?
I think that's it.
I'm just Googling here.
Is that it?
I said movie sucked into cable box.
And they, and basically.
Plot follows a suburban couple who is sucked into a television world.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
They must survive for 24 hours.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Stay tuned. I don't know if I've ever seen this movie.
You got to watch it because there's a scene. There's a scene. Look up the scene where they basically do a Prince music video, and it's the yellow. He's in the yellow and he's got the hair tie and the whatever.
Yep.
The evil guy who's the cable guy who's like some evil sinister guy. He's Prince. He's that version of Prince, which is the cooler version to them. And then the male lead, the protagonist, is another version of Prince, and they're trying to get possession of the remote so they can change the channel and get away from him before he kills them, right? And I remember that coming on one time, and my grandmother raised hell. She was pissed. Like, who is this white mother trying to be Prince? Like that, going off. I mean, she pulled her 38 out of her purse, ready to shoot the TV, man.
So it was you don't mess with Prince in grandma's house.
Prince in grandma's house.
So you're growing up with a high level of appreciation for Prince music, right? And this is, if this is the early '90s, there's kind of some transitions going on in his career. So was she following him through kind of like the symbol name change era? Or did that
she didn't? I don't think she was really as invested as that.
Okay.
She just loved him.
Okay.
So like she was just like an avid like fan. She thought he was gorgeous and he could sing and he had good hair. That's all it took.
What's not to love?
Right.
What's not to love?
And and so that's that was her thing, is Prince was king in her house.
So as you grow up and you're playing music and you're going to school and you're learning the saxophone and building all these skills and you're doing your thing in Charlotte, is Prince music, does that like continue with you, or do you like?
Not really.
Okay.
So it didn't come back. For me, I mean, I had an appreciation for Prince because of my grandmother and because of the people in my family who loved. Everybody loved Prince, but like, he was just a celebrity to me. At that point, until musicology.
Okay. And what changed there?
Musicology, because I was like a funk guy. I wanted to play funk music, and James Brown. I saw James Brown in concert, and I saw this and I saw that, and then musicology came out, and at that point in my life, I was getting into production. So I was making beats. I was listening more to lyrics. I was looking at just overall how to make a record and the business side of music. And that entity of Prince to me just spoke to me. It was the first time where I was like, I didn't even like wearing suits. I hated suits until that.
Yeah, because his brother's showing up with
and then, it was like, what?
Nice and tight.
It was like, what
and
is this?
He's changing the game again with selling his CD with the concert ticket.
Like, were you paying attention to that?
Yeah, listen, and then even I think at one point, if you subscribe to the newspaper, you got the record. In Great Britain or something.
Yeah, that was 2010.
That was 2010, right?
2010,
yeah.
Still,
so like,
again,
still that changed the game. Like, who does that?
Right.
So Prince. I started looking at the business side of things like that. Like, how can I do that? And so that's when I really started to really admire Prince again. And I started to wanted to have tailored
And he was having
clothes.
his research, like, he was...
He was definitely... I mean, you got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. You got the Super Bowl stuff happening in this
like,
kind of
things going on
2007. Like, I mean, he's becoming... because he went through the era of, like, that guy's kind of weird and he doesn't have a name. And, like, I mean, folks weren't... you get into like the late 90s.
And Mark and I were front line.
That's our era. We loved him when nobody else did. But I mean, but then he kind of pops back into the whole scene, and I think 2004 was a big pivot point in that, between the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
and Super Bowl.
And the Super Bowl was 2007.
Was that 7?
Yeah.
Okay,
so but the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the musicology tour, the prominence of musicology, and just the massiveness of that tour. I mean, he just sold out arenas coast to coast. He's just doing it. So, do you have a favorite song off musicology?
Yes, I do.
All right, I felt like you did.
I want you to try to guess which one it is. You'll never guess.
I got one guess.
What is the one? If I Was the Man in Your Life.
No, that's a good guess though. That's a great song.
I was gonna go with Dear Mr. Man.
Nope.
That's my favorite song.
Pimpin' Coma Circumstance.
I like that song too.
That's my jam.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you like that song? That's so good. I wasn't.
Which funk to use? That was my jam.
Now.
He would never play it when I was there, though.
Yeah. So let's get back to the story that you were trying to tell, and then I interrupted you. And
we got to go back to the liaison.
We got plenty of time.
Yeah. But you come out of the Anthony Hamilton gig, and then Anthony Hamilton opening for Prince gig, and then what happens? So
and speaking of stories, man, you know how many stories I got. We'll be here all night. I had to put that in there. So Marcus and I went on to start doing our things. Now, Marcus, at this time, is a solo artist. He's doing his thing. He's building his resume. He's building his brand. Speaking of Marcus, right now he's doing a festival. I mean, it's happening right now. He's having a festival on the East Coast, and I'm super proud of him. But at that time, he had just gotten on with like a major group called the Sax Pack, which is like all the major sax players, solo artists doing their thing together, like the Rat Pack, right?
Nice.
So Marcus hits me up and is like, "Hey man, I got to tell you something, but you can't tell anybody." And this is my best friend, so I'm like, "I got you. What's up?" He's like, "I need you to back me up. I need you to fill in with me on some dates for the Sax Pack." And now for me, I'm like, great, because that's gonna build my career.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, I got your back. I'm not going to, because he knows I'm not going to try to take the gig over, or anything like that. So I was like, yeah, fine. I got your back. Whatever you need. He's like, yeah, I got this call, and I'm going to be working on this project for this artist with Prince. And I was like, word, let's go. Because, again, a win for him is a win for me. That's my partner.
You got my number.
Yeah. So the further up he goes, I'm on that ladder too.
Dude,
so,
I've been saying the same thing with Dustin since like 97. I'm just like, oh yeah, man, we
right.
going. We rolling. I know all about that.
So I'm like, great, so I'm just let me know the dates. Cool, congratulations. This is huge. Let's go. Literally 20 minutes later, I get a call. And I get the call and it's somebody, and they say, hey, this is such and such with Paisley Park. We wanted to know if you wanted to come and be a part of this thing we're doing. We're producing Andy Allo.
Yep.
And Prince would like to have you as a part of the horn section for Andy Allo. And I literally said, that's real funny, Marcus. And I hung up the phone. And
that's hilarious.
Cassandra O'Neal.
But it wasn't Marcus.
It wasn't Marcus. So Cassandra O'Neal calls me a few minutes later, and she's like, hey, is everything okay? And I was like, yeah, what's up? She's like, well, somebody from Paisley's trying to call you. And I was like, yeah, I know. Marcus called me. She's like, no, it wasn't Marcus. Prince really liked you guys at the Anthony show, and he wants to bring you guys in. And I was like, so that wasn't Marcus trying to call me?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, why would you think it was Marcus? And I told her, I was like, well, Marcus just told me that he got the call.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, yeah, he did. But they want you too, so you need to answer. So they called me again.
That was good.
And
it's good to have friends.
So she told them to call me back, and they called me back, and I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I've got Sprint, and my signal was real bad, and that's believable because Sprint is terrible.
Yeah.
Or was. It's T-Mobile now, but so yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, what's happening? And so they told me they wanted us to come out and help build a horn section for Andy Allo.
How long after the gig is that? Is this a week? Is this a month?
Oh man, this is like months.
Okay,
this
so
is
like this, like you had no idea this
No
was
idea.
coming.
Yeah.
You crushed the show. The Anthony
Life is
Hamilton
moving
set
on.
was good.
Yeah, we
but-
were already moving on to other
Yeah.
things. So I'd done a full tour with Anthony at that point. Marcus was doing his thing, and we were already kind of on the move of what's next,
Yep.
And so they told us they wanted us to build a section. So we did. Prince wanted a section of guys, the top youthful athletic horn section in the country.
Why do you think? I want to pause on that for a second because we were talking a little earlier about kind of this youth kind of element and kind of coming new Prince fans, etc. Why do you think he wanted this youthful element?
I think he saw the first thing we were talking about earlier. I think he saw that before anybody else. He even said it in a few interviews. He said, I said, I'm only working with young people now. And I think that was because he saw that that's the only way to keep it moving. To keep it, keep it evolving. He was all about evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Prince didn't like most people find it as flattering when you try to do something they do. He hated that.
Really?
He would say,
give me an example of how you know that that's true.
He didn't like Bruno Mars.
Okay.
He didn't like anything that sounded like him. He didn't like.
Right.
He would say, I already did that.
Yeah. It's been done.
I can't remember. Were you there that time? Somebody played.
That was me.
That was you. Yeah.
Whatever we were about to talk about. What was this?
That was.
We got people
I didn't want to say it was you.
No,
I thought it was you.
Haven't we talked about this on
I can't remember
the podcast before?
I don't know. Maybe.
So,
we have, we should talk about it again.
You knew exactly what I was talking about too. That's funny.
So yeah, I believe we have talked about this on the podcast, but we'll talk about it again. So it was a Paisley Park party, but it was just for the band members, and I was called in to DJ.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I played. It wasn't Uptown Funk.
It was Treasure.
I was gonna say I think it was Treasure, and I played Treasure.
Oh, I remember the story now.
And then basically,
he said no.
5 seconds into it, he brought the volume down and was like, "Next." He was like, "I
next."
He said, "I
like the original."
Yeah, I like the original better."
Yeah.
And then I immediately was like, James Brown. I just searched James. I just searched James and B, and then just played the first song I could find.
But that's a good pivot right there, man.
Great pivot.
That's a good pivot. You're like, all right.
And then he's like, "There we go," and then he just cranked it up even louder.
Oh, that's so funny.
But like for me, okay, so clarify this for me, because is he saying the Extra Lovable is the original Treasure? Or what song was he saying was the original Treasure?
I went and looked it up because I did not know, and I still don't remember. Was it Tower of Power, maybe? Hold on.
Oh, I thought he meant one of his songs.
No, he was just saying, so in the song,
Yeah.
it uses like the melody or something, and it's given credit. I've looked it up,
Oh,
and I
okay.
think it's Tower of Power.
Okay. Because I was like, dang, he think it sounded that much like extra lovable.
Yeah, he's
like,
essentially saying they're biting some stuff from yesteryear, and I like the original better.
Right.
And don't come into my house playing, Tower of Power on.
We were supposed to do Super Bowl with Bruno.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to do it. So we didn't do it.
Really?
Yeah. Which ended up being cool. We didn't do it.
Was that just out of respect?
No. He didn't want to be a.
No, I'm talking about you not doing it. I'm not talking about him.
No, I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I hadn't done Super Bowl yet, so I was like, I want to do it. You've already done it, but I want to do it. We were all like, yeah. And then he said he didn't want to do it. But we knew he wouldn't want to do it because he didn't like Bruno. So it was like,
it's a non-starter,
and it's nothing to do with Bruno. Bruno loves Prince.
Yeah.
I
got it.
And so it was weird, but I'll never forget that. But he was always like that. Anybody that sounded like him wasn't on his good list. He wanted you to. He would always say, "I already did that." You know what I'm saying? Do something else. Do something better.
He wants you to do better, though.
He wants. It's encouraging. It's not like a jerk. He's not being a jerk.
So he's bringing youth around in an effort to lift up that energy, that vibe, that creative spirit. I got you.
He didn't want the youth to do. Essentially, he didn't want the youth to start getting used to doing what he was accusing them of doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So
also, if your whole band is sore and you're gonna feel sore. You want people that are just popping around the stage. You know what I mean? Just giving that new energy.
Yeah. New energy and also no ego.
Yeah.
So a lot of times with bands, and we see it all the time. A lot of times with bands, when people get comfortable, their ego kicks in and they're expecting certain things. And he wanted fresh blood that was just ready to go and play and hungry for it instead of spoiled,
Yep. So y'all starting with Andy Allo. What does that look like? I mean, so tell me.
Yeah.
So they call you. We need you to come to Paisley Park.
Yeah.
They get you a ticket. How long from when they call you to when you're rolling to Paisley Park? Is it a day, a week, a month?
It was 3 months. So
okay. So you get the call and then you just gotta sit around and be like, all right.
We get the call. Marcus and I build this horn section for them, and then
you guys aren't you sending Prince videos, right?
We're not even before that. We send them a file. I made a file for this, with everybody's bio and pictures and stats and all this stuff. It was I was scouting for the NFL.
Yeah, that's why you did liaison.
Yeah, I'm the liaison. I'm building it.
This is my crew.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, Prince, who do you want to draft?
I'm building spreadsheets and stuff this guy's going to give you this. This guy's going to give you this.
And they didn't. I'm going to build my fantasy horn section.
Exactly. That's the way I looked at it. I was like, he wants the fantasy horn section. I'm going to give it to him. So I called all of my friends in the industry, all the top guys, but also the cats I knew who could dance.
Yeah.
And so the hard part was I couldn't tell them when we were leaving, how long we were going to be gone, what we were getting paid, any of that. All I could tell them was it was for an artist that was being produced by Prince. So most people were saying no.
Yeah, because it's too hard to and they got
bills, families, they got responsibilities, they got other gigs, so tours. So I finally got this thing together and I sent it, and they basically said, well, Prince wants a video before he flies you. First they said we're going to fly us out. And then he went to Paris for Fashion Week or something.
Yep.
And then something else came up. And then they came back and said, well, he wants a video of this band before he flies them out.
Now, at this point, are you frustrated with this dude?
Yes, very, very, very.
Because, he'll push your buttons like this.
Oh, man. So
3 months. Just
all I'm doing is working for you.
Months.
I ain't got no check.
And then I
got this spreadsheet. I got all these horn players.
Tunes. He would send songs out to me and be like, do a horn section part for this.
Are you talking to him?
No.
Okay, who are you talking to?
I'm talking to somebody in administration. It's always somebody different.
Okay, so you're getting.
It's always a girl. It's always a girl.
But you're not collaborating with Prince. You're collaborating through this middle person to Prince every time.
It's always this.
Why do you think he worked like that?
I don't know. I think that he just didn't want to give everybody
busy
access.
doing other shit too.
Yeah,
I don't think. That too. I think
he could just be in the studio and say, "Tell Adrian this."
He would say, "Tell the such and such
and then
people
I'm
to
go
do
back
this."
to do this.
So he's
I don't need to type that email.
Yeah, he's essentially that's probably he's operating so efficiently.
He's efficient. So he's doing it. And so so they did that, and they told me we need video, and I was like, yeah, but you told me. I remember saying this. I was like, you told me to get the top cats from all over the country.
We're not together.
And that's what I did. And so I can't get them together because they're all over the country. And so they said, well, can you get North Carolinians where you are?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I can do that. So I put the squad get together again. Same thing. I have to go back to them and say, I can't tell you how much we're getting paid. I can't tell you where we're going. I can't tell you how long we're going. All I can tell you is
it's probably an opportunity of a lifetime.
It's an opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Right?
So why are you sold on this? Because I mean, you're.
I saw the show.
So
Yeah.
you're frustrated with him.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, I've been dragging this thing out. I'm working my ass off. I got my fantasy horn section here that Prince is supposed to be drafting from. I'm working through this lady and that lady and this other lady.
Yeah.
And it's the worst kind of working experience, yet you're all in.
It's a big gamble, but if you win, the way I looked at it is like this. I had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And if I won, I won.
No, you won.
So
what would
yeah.
So what would you win if you won? And were you conscious of this?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if I win, I win. What did that mean
I
to
look
you
at
in terms of
everything
winning?
when it comes to career and strategy. I'm a strategist. So like I looked at everything. What's the word? When it comes to business, I don't like to play checkers. I play chess.
All right.
So I'm going to look at every move before I make my move.
Okay.
And so that's what I did is I looked at it and I said, okay, even if we just get this opportunity to go work with this artist, if he sees us in that element again, because that's what got his attention in the first place. He's already seen
this
him.
is the tryout.
Yeah, this is the tryout.
Did you know it was the tryout?
No, but that's
but
that's what I'm assuming.
Your gut's kind of telling
my gut's telling me is like he wouldn't be calling us if it wasn't. So if we get in there, and that's what I told my guys. I was like, we're gonna do this. Once I got the crew together that I wanted, and we got to Paisley Park, I said, and Andy Allo, I love you to death. We didn't do it for you. Like, we weren't there for you. I love you. But, I told the guys, I said, we're going to do this until he sees us. Because I had also seen that. Prince has a habit of recruiting or poaching musicians for his band from the bands that he puts together for other people.
It's a training ground.
It's training ground. Yeah. So that's what I was anticipating. And so when I finally got this group together, the second version of the group, again, a few of them were like, we'll do the audition for you. So we did an audition video. And then when I told them we got to go, they were like, can't do it. Unless you can tell us how much we're getting and how long we're going, we can't do it. Mm-hmm. So I brought in a few of my homies from high school.
Okay. And
that's what you get as the my half of the NPG Hornz is Marcus, BK, me, Lynn Grissett, and Joey Rayfield. Lynn Grissett and Joey Rayfield I've known since high school.
All right.
Yep.
And so and they were like, the reason I like them so much, especially Joey Rayfield, who is half redneck, half hillbilly. His name is Bobby Joe Rayfield III. I've known Joey since I was in 6th grade, my trombone player. Mm-hmm. And he was working as a cook, a chef. And I literally said to him, he had done the audition video with us. I said, what are you doing this week? What are you doing tomorrow? And he said, I'm going to work. I said, no, you're not. And he said, what do you mean? I said, do you trust me? And he said, yeah. I said, then call out. And that's what he did. And we flew to Paisley.
Crazy.
And
so you fly out to Paisley after 3 months and back
Yeah.
and forth or whatever the time frame is, but not sure.
Not sure.
And you fly into Minneapolis.
Fly into Minneapolis.
Drive out to Paisley. Tell me about the first time walking through the doors.
We drive out to Paisley in they brought us out in a little Chester molester van. It was raining cats and dogs.
What time of year is this? Is this like springtime or summer? Or?
I want to say it's spring.
Okay.
I want to say it's spring.
No snow on the ground. It wasn't so cold you couldn't stand it.
March.
Okay.
Yeah, and so March or April, we get out there. We're sitting in that parking lot, right there at where the merch area is now.
Yep.
Used to be a parking lot, like
know.
So we're sitting there in this van, waiting for them to come and open the door. We've called and told them, because we still have no direct access yet.
Yep.
I call and tell them we're outside, and we're sitting there, and we sat there for like 30 to 45 minutes in the van in the rain.
That's not that long.
Yeah. And then finally,
I got stories of waiting in that parking lot much longer.
Finally, we see the door open. Nobody's there. It's just the door opens, and we all kind of pile out, get our instruments, and run to the door to get out of the rain. We get inside. Somebody directs us over to the sound stage. Mm-hmm. And we get there and we're setting up. There's a platform. There's the stage. And then what they have is those platforms now where they have the clothes and stuff.
Yep.
There's those, which used to have chairs. And you remember they had the couches and stuff. So they had cleared one of those off from the couches and stuff. And they were asking us to set up on that, which, as you know, the soundstage is huge, right?
Yeah.
So the stage is on that end.
He's got y'all.
Our platform is at the very back. Where the mixing board is.
So this is some initiation type stuff.
It's initiation stuff, man.
Yeah.
So,
y'all ain't made it to the big stage
we
yet.
made it to the big stage.
Y'all are on the platform in the back.
No mics, nothing.
Good luck to you.
And where Prince can just look at you.
Where he can just look at us. So we get there, we get up on there and we're putting our stuff together, and he just magically appears.
That's how he does out there.
Exactly. And I'm literally about to walk down the stairway, and he's just right there, and he's scared to death out of me. He scared me so bad I had to pee. Mm-hmm. But I just kind of chuckled, and I said, "Hey, and
where's the bathroom?"
Right. And I went, I shook his hand, and he said thank you. He was really cool though. He said thank you for coming. We're really happy to have you guys here.
Nice.
Do you need anything? And I, just me being the organizer or the liaison for that part of the section, I was like, yeah, we could use some waters for the horn section. And that's just me thinking somebody's gonna come with waters.
No.
He shuffles off.
Yep.
Comes back with bottled waters like this in his arms, And I'm like, I feel terrible because I'm like, I just made Prince go get us water.
He does it though. That's how he was.
I've very hospitable,
man. I've been there before when he's just been like, "Do you need something? Can I get you some water?" And I'm like, I guess
I'm
cool,
thirsty.
go grab me a water. I am thirsty.
Yeah, man. He was
but
very.
I think. I mean, it just shows you. I mean, the guy's human, right?
He's human.
Like he's working in a sufficient manner. He's got a game plan for what he wants to do with the music. He's
now you're
busy
finally
because
here.
he got all this stuff to do, right? But dude. Yeah, of course you all need some water. Y'all gonna play some horns for me. Right. I don't want y'all to be dehydrated. Like y'all need,
I just put you through a whole bunch of fucking hoops.
I'm not even sure if he's aware of that piece.
I don't even think he's even thinking about that.
I think he's just like, they need some water. I know where the water is. I'll go get this.
He was just always he had always been like. I mean, I know for me, he was always hospitable. So he always made sure we were comfortable.
Right.
Personally, like he didn't send somebody to go do it. He'd make sure you had what you needed, and
which is just interesting. Just
super cool, man.
It's part of his character.
It's a real human connection, though.
But it's a human connection, and at that point, when you do that for me at a certain amount of times, like if it becomes consistent, then that's gonna make me follow you.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be invested.
It's a leadership style, right?
Exactly.
Because I could snap my fingers and somebody could go get some waters, or I could go get these dudes some waters, and I'm making a connection with you.
It's the Dale Carnegie method.
Yeah,
how to win friends and influence people.
Yeah, he's invested in the whole thing.
Yeah,
that's so fascinating.
So I mean, and so I was at that moment. I was like, this guy is really cool,
and that's some chess right there too, right? Like I mean, it's kind of his character, but it's also like
it's a game. So he played us,
but it's interesting.
But no, we were. I mean, he already knew we were.
You win.
Like,
we're here.
Yeah, we're here. He already knew we were like, oh my God, it's Prince.
Exactly.
So
it probably calms you down a bit too,
a little bit,
right? Like,
but it also confuses you. Like what's going on. So so we played.
So tell me about playing. Like who's you're on the back riser.
We're on the back riser.
Is the band playing?
The band is playing.
How just paint the picture?
It's Goucher, Andrew Goucher on bass, John Blackwell on drums.
I'm a big Goucher fan.
Yeah, Mike Scott on guitar, Eda Nielsen on guitar, Morris Hayes on keys, Cassandra O'Neill on keys, Shelby, Elisa, and Liv background vocals. I think I called everybody out. Yeah, that was the squad.
You knew Cassandra.
I knew Cassie and I knew Shelby.
That was it.
And I had met John, but I didn't know him that well yet. And I knew I had met Goucher, but I didn't know him that well. Right. It was crazy. And so and then Andy Allo, of course, was in the band too. So we started playing. They started playing tunes. They started running Andy's stuff, and we're on that back riser with no mics or anything.
Yeah.
And they're like, here's the music. We already had most of it.
Okay, so you were aware of kind of what you were walking into from
was it stuff you had written too?
No, this is all Andy's stuff though. So most of that stuff had been recorded Andy's record was recorded by Maceo and Trombone Shorty, the Hornz.
Ah, Trombone Shorty.
Yeah. So like all that stuff had charts that we had been sent.
I didn't know Trombone Shorty was involved in that.
Yeah. He's on there.
Was it because BK's connection? I know BK's been out with Trombone Shorty.
So that's how we met Trombone Shorty through this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was so he was doing Andy Allo stuff, and then you come back around.
We just became friends with Shorty because he came back when we did Kimmel.
Okay.
When we did Jimmy Kimmel, Maceo and Trombone Shorty came back to do those shows. And that's how we kind of linked. And Trombone Shorty was a good friend. He is a good friend of my cousin. My cousin is a jazz trumpeter in New Orleans.
All right, cool.
Who runs a group called Trumpet Mafia. Shout out to Trumpet Mafia.
Hey.
And when I got to tell Trombone Shorty, like, you know my cousin, it was like we just instantly linked. Yep. And he loved BK's energy. I mean, BK's BK. So
yeah,
you know the rest is history. But yeah, so we started playing this music, and for like 3 days, for like 3 or 4 days, we go in and we play through it on this riser with no mics or anything, and they wouldn't give us anything. Like there was no inclination that we were doing good or bad. It was just okay. Let's
3
do
days.
this.
You were back there?
So
3 days.
what? Tell me about like
the
days. I mean, you don't gotta go into detail, but it's like 5-hour days, 10-hour days. Like, are you
At
back
first,
there
it
the
was
whole
like-
time? Like, what do
At
these
first,
days
it was like
look like?
5-hour days, and we would come in later. Like the band would be there, and we would come in later in the day, 4 or 5 hours, and just run tunes with them and stuff. And again, my guys are starting to get kind of like, okay, what is this? You know. But we were having our fun.
You're like, dude, shut up, it's Prince.
Right.
Dude,
that was me.
Because when
Get some sleep.
Yeah.
when they're asking what is this, like it's just it's confusing, different than any kind of rehearsal type gig you've
It's not
done.
like any other gig you've ever done. And me and Marcus are basically charged with trying to keep them invested. And so, and at this time, it's just a 6-piece or 5-piece actually, horn section 6-piece. We had 2 trumpets, trombone, 3 saxophones, and so at that time we didn't know, but we were also in competition with another horn section.
Oh shucks!
Really?
Yeah.
So like, there's 2 horn sections
Doing
the same thing.
It's
like Bizarro World.
We would come in
A and B group.
We would come in.
That's crazy.
For a week, and then he'd send us home,
and
then they would come in, and then he'd send them home, and then we would come in, right? And so eventually,
and what's he trying to figure out? Like which one he wants to
go with?
Because nobody needs an 11-piece horn section.
Exactly. So he's trying to figure out which horn section he wants to go with. This is devious, man.
I love this dude.
It's devious. It makes you love him even more, right?
No, like did you know you were in competition?
No, we didn't know until later. So basically, then he started sending. This is when he started sending me charts. I mean, not charts, but songs, rehearsals, like recordings of rehearsal, and say, I want horns for this, and you're gonna work with this other horn player to make the song, make the horn chart, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Who is it? And they were like, Phil Lassiter. And I was like, Phil Lassiter, like the gospel arrangement guy? And they're like, yeah. So at this point, I'm living in L.A.
Yep.
And I got a little home studio, and I'm recording parts. And then Phil is like an accomplished horn arranging guy. That's what he does. So everything I send to Phil, he would just shoot it down and be like, no, I don't want to do that. Let's do it my way. And so at that point, I felt like, well, I'm not really getting anything. I'm not really getting a say. And I feel like you're just kind of you're trumping me. You're not letting me do anything. But okay, you're Phil Lassiter. I'm going to trust it. But then I sent, we did Days of Wild. And there's a Bugle Boy thing in there on this particular version. And we did it, and I did an arrangement for that. And I had Lynn play that, like a Bugle Boy solo. And that's what got Phil to listen to me a little bit. He liked it.
Yes.
He liked it so much that he took Lynn's solo off of it and he played it.
Oh.
So
I can do that.
Right. So then at that point, we start going back to Paisley again. And it's both horn sections.
Oh. So it's like the meeting of the two worlds.
The meeting of the two worlds. And so it was decided. Prince liked the seasoned and the fat sound that Phil could get on these records. but he liked the showmanship of us.
All right. So like essentially he's got two options, and they're both good, and they're both bringing kind of different elements.
Yeah.
So tell me about when y'all. I mean, you knew Phil was part of this thing, but like all of a sudden the crew's like y'all standing off like a Beat It video, or is it like
a little bit? I mean, well, okay. So I should also mention
they're on their riser, we're on our riser.
Well, I should also mention the riser thing. That's another thing I got to talk about. So the riser thing actually ended before that. Okay. So what happened is after like 2 weeks of us going out there, one day, the band took a break. And we still didn't know. We were like, what's going on? And I think somebody came out. I can't remember. I think it was Morris. It was Morris. Morris came out and was like, yeah, so listen, fellas, y'all can get y'all stuff and head up to the big stage, to the stage.
Nice.
And so it was like, that was it. We're like, oh, we made it.
Yeah,
we're getting on the big stage. They got mics up there. We're gonna be on the show.
Yeah, he's gonna be able to really hear us.
Yeah, and then like the next time we came, like I said, it was all the horns, right? And then when it came time to do Andy's stuff, which is what we were doing, there was a decision made that it would just be our section.
Okay.
Right, and we found out later that Andy just didn't like them. She wanted the look. She wanted the party group.
Because it was a vibe.
It was a vibe.
Right.
And so we became Andy's horn section, but then Prince would kind of, and of course the other guys were looking at us like, yeah, y'all are the kids. Y'all are going to go with Andy.
Right,
we got the Prince gig. They weren't like doing it on purpose, but we sensed it.
Yeah.
And then eventually we saw Prince started kind of sneaking in and watching, and then eventually they came in with some new music and handed it to me. And I looked at it, and I think BK was like, "It's another Andy tune," and I was like, "Nah, it's a Prince song." And
sick.
And I was like, "Okay, so we're in. We got it. This is where we're at." So then that's when the whole the NPG Hornz as a whole came together.
And when you're seeing that, like, I mean, like, are y'all just jazzed? Like, can you just like look at each other like you can't celebrate because you have Paisley. You gotta play it cool. You gotta be cool.
We gotta be cool.
But like, are you looking at BK because like this dude?
Yeah.
You Marcus, you're like,
we're in.
I already know they're back at the hotel and BK's jumping up and down on the bed.
Man, BK, you gotta understand, BK was like so young, man. Like, he was so green at that point. Like, we literally pulled him out of college for this. And so it was just really funny. So we get up there and we're working on Prince tunes now on the main stage in the sound room. And you've got Phil Lassiter and his horn section stage right, and you got us stage left.
Okay, so it's organized now.
11 horns, stereo horn section, right?
So cool.
And we start doing our thing, which is the dancing and all the showmanship stuff. And Phil and his guys are like, nah, we're not doing all that. We're gonna play these parts, and we still got charts. We're still on books, big fat books full of music. So, we have stands and stuff, and they're like, we don't have time for all of that. And eventually, Prince starts noticing. I don't think eventually. I think he noticed it the whole time. But he starts asking me and BK and Marcus to be like the dancers. So we're dancing with the girls. We're dancing with whoever.
You guys are coming out away from the rest of the horns.
We're coming away. We're getting a little bit more FaceTime.
Yep.
And so eventually everybody starts trying to kick in and do some of the choreography.
Everybody can move now.
Everybody can all of a sudden
I guess
move.
I got to dance if I want to solo.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. If I want to solo, I better dance. And so the next thing we did was we decided that we wanted to get iPads because our books were 2 feet high books. If you
and it's not 1987.
If you look at how many charts and arrangements, because no show was ever the same.
Yeah, so you got to be on your toes. You got to be able to get to.
We're doing medleys and arrangements, so every medley has 4, 5, 6 songs in it. Then we've got the original version of that song, and then we got another medley with that song in it. So we had like 6 versions of one song. And so we decided we wanted iPads, and we went to the rest of the horn section and said we think we should get iPads, and they said, if Prince ain't buying it, we ain't doing it. And so me and Marcus and BK went on eBay and we bought used iPads. Mm-hmm. And over the weekend we just started scanning our stuff into it.
Yeah.
And we came back We came back the following week with iPads and iPad stands and just put them on the mic stands, and it was easy. Like just little light, little small thing.
Yep.
And literally the following week, everybody had iPads. I'm talking about like the band.
Oh,
so,
really?
Goucher, Cassandra, Morris, everybody had iPads.
Because y'all just changed the game.
We changed the game. So it was hilarious.
That's why you bring youth.
Yeah,
that's why you bring youth,
that's
right?
It's
actually really an interesting kind of full circle point to our conversation earlier.
Yeah.
You bring youth because everyone's so used to like, oh, I need to print this on the printer. I got to get this. I got my stacks of paper that are 2.5 feet high.
Yeah. It's a lot.
But, iPads,
then what do you do when the lights, the stage lights come on?
You can't see it. Yeah.
But that's
changed,
have that dorky
though.
little light on the top of your stand. Nobody wants that anymore.
Yeah, nobody needs that
and it
anymore.
doesn't look good.
We got an iPad.
Yeah.
That's so amazing.
And our thing was, we were trying to get to a point, even with all of that music, we were still trying to get to a point where we didn't need it.
Yeah.
We wanted it to be second nature. And eventually it was.
Yeah.
It was,
because you just started to learn it, right?
We just started learning
But you can't just, there's too much music to learn and be good.
But
it's
you
good
got
to
your
have
dance
it.
moves.
Yeah, it's good to have it there.
Yeah. And so that makes sense to me, kind of coming back to the House of Blues as the kind of first major gig, and not the United Center House of Blues, kind of Andiello, because that was like her.
Yeah,
that was like she was a big focus of that show.
Yeah.
All right.
And even that show, the United Center show, we weren't on the cymbal stage.
Okay.
We were on that platform that Morris is on.
Okay.
Where the sound crew, the mixing board and all that stuff is.
Yep.
So we're like
the United Center?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are way back.
We're way out. And keep in mind, this is funny. This is
so you're not fully incorporated into the.
We're not
and
fully incorporated
that's also where I was DJing pre-show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they had.
So is that the first time y'all meet?
Where did we meet?
Did y'all meet there? Had to have.
I think so.
I think we did meet there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember coming out, like all of a sudden I was like, obviously I was still DJing random parties. I mean, it might have been at Paisley first.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know.
No, he wasn't doing much at Paisley at that point.
I think you DJ'd a party where it was just us. One of those parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But regardless, that you guys were like way back in the United Center, and that's where I was set up because Prince had me come on to DJ when people were filling the seats.
Yeah.
And then I needed to get out of there right away so you guys could come up. And they had me break down. They were like, okay, you're done, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, they're like, he wants you to play one more. And I'm like,
I'm already broke it
we
down.
just broke all this down. Like, we broke everything down. And also, at that point, like, my Serato software loading my hard drive took like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was like literally up there. They reset me up. I'm waiting for the computer. I'm like, come on, load.
Technology.
Loaded. I played another song for like 40 seconds, and then it was like, get out of there. Lights went out. Like the whole stadium lights went out, and the sound went down, and they were scrambling me off for you guys to get up there.
That was such an interesting night because also we didn't have we had wedges. We weren't on ears or anything.
And you were used to in-ears?
No, not necessarily, but the fact that we weren't on the stage.
Right.
And we were so far away from the stage in an arena.
Yeah.
Meant we were hearing the house sound.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the wedges. So the time delay on the latency of it was just ridiculous. I mean, I still to this day don't understand how Morris was doing what he did. He had to be on ears.
I don't know. I think so. I mean, I know Prince was doing in-ears back then.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a crazy night.
And then you play House of Blues too?
Then we play House of Blues after party.
First night you didn't.
Yeah,
because that whole thing went sideways, right?
Yeah,
I just kept DJing and kept DJing and kept DJing.
Yeah.
I mean, sideways for Prince and the fans that were there that were frustrated.
Yeah, because they shut us down, which they said it was a noise ordinance.
Okay.
And Prince said, I remember him arguing with the venue people and basically saying, I've played here plenty of times and there's never been a noise ordinance before. And they were like, well, we have noise ordinances.
Like, well, Dudley's DJing, he turned it up way too loud.
Yeah, that was your fault. That was your fault. Dustin causing the pain for thousands of people. That's so interesting. Yeah, when I was in Germany at the time watching Beverly Hills Cop in German, not nearly as fun. So let's go back to Chicago.
Yeah.
True story. Back to Chicago City Winery. So you play George Lucas.
Yeah.
You rolled at City Winery, and now you are on stage in the band. I mean, it's a small stage too, right?
Yeah.
And y'all are front and center at this point. What happened between the Andy Allo show at the United, where you're kind of like on this side kind of bar deal, and the Welcome to America Chicago, and you're part of it, but you're not like fully incorporated. To y'all are. You get to the encore.
Basically a semicircle.
Yeah. Let me just. By the time you get to the encore, right. By the time you get to the encore, the horns are the front stage. Like it's 11 across, and you know where Prince was?
Behind us.
Do you know where Prince was behind you though?
Where?
Because I was watching him. Because this is my favorite Prince. No offense to y'all and the horns. It's just like no offense to all the other people. I got my own no offense to y'all doing your horn thing. He was sitting behind Hannah.
Oh yeah.
On the drums.
Oh yeah.
Because I was watching him, and I mean, I love Prince on the drums. He wasn't even on the drums. He was just standing behind her with a couple of drumsticks. And
doing
y'all are doing like this whole thing, and like and I'm watching both. Kind of moving between it, but mostly watching Prince. And he's like he starts off with like a little tap on the cymbal, and just like a little tap, and just feeling a little thing. And like by like 4 minutes into Party Man, I mean, this dude's just like, I'm doing all the movements, but y'all were the focal point of kind of that show, or the culmination of that show. So what happened?
I think it was a culmination of what he liked about Phil's squad and what he liked about our squad being put together. So he liked the showmanship that we brought. He liked the tenacity and the quality of sound and choice that Phil and his section brought. And so when we put those two together, Prince could on stage literally be the conductor or the producer. He didn't have to do all the work.
And like you said, BK's green. You're still young too, so it's like he's bringing this young energy, and then also, how old is Phil? Is he how much older?
Phil's a little older than us.
Yeah, so he's got a little.
Phil's like
more expertise. He knows he loves his arrangements.
Yeah, Phil's like
you guys are
my
bringing
age
the energy
now at that point. So he's. And the crazy part about
10
it is
10 years older than you guys.
Yeah, the crazy part about it is at that point, I didn't realize it at the point, but Phil had played on all these records for all these crazy famous gospel artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he had never toured with anybody.
Really?
Wow.
So this was his first experience touring too. So it was nobody big like that.
Yeah.
So like it was really cool for all of us. It was like just a great experience and a learning experience. But I think that what he saw and what he really enjoyed is that he could kind of just take the attention away from himself, and then bring his fans into this circus of sound.
Yeah.
And then just conduct.
Yeah, that's. I mean, when I saw him that night, and I had seen him a lot of times before that show, that was a different experience. And conductor, I'm almost certain was the word I used coming out of it. That he was the maestro in terms of moving the sounds, and he was very confident in that it was going to turn out. Like he wasn't messing around, right? He didn't pick up the guitar once.
I was going to say he probably didn't even pick up his guitar.
No, I don't think he did. I'm almost certain he didn't play the guitar. Mm-hmm. So y'all come back from the City Winery gig. You come back to Minneapolis. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you how it goes down because I remember these types of things. And then July 3rd, there is a party at Paisley. And this is the first party at Paisley that had really happened that had been open to the public for a long time. So Dustin calls me and he says, hey, there's going to be a party at Paisley. I don't know if it's going to be open, but I've been asked to invite a couple people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember this.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, I'm all nervous. I'm like, dude, like, okay, I got to get dressed up, but I don't want to look too dressed up. Like, I was just coming out here to go. And I was like, well, like, if it's just like a private thing, like, what's my story going to be? Like, it was, because, it was just weird, dude. And we hadn't been out there in a while. And we got out there, and then they end up opening the doors to other fans that were just sitting outside. So it became less of a private deal. And then y'all play. And once again, very prominent horn sections, very prominent kind of that was like the central focus of kind of his movement. Very similar to the City Winery deal, a little more raw with a few additional songs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember all this?
I do. I remember.
I was out there, just in the crowd.
It's crazy because I remember bits and pieces of all these shows. Yeah. But I do remember coming back to Paisley, and it was at that point it was like we were just always here.
Yeah,
we were always here.
Felt like home.
It did. It felt like the Country Inn and Suites was home.
Yeah, that's where you were living.
Yeah, we were living at the Country Inn and Suites.
11 deep.
Oh, 20 deep.
20 deep.
Because
you had whole band.
You had the whole band in there.
Yeah.
So like 20.
What's that like? I mean, living at the Country Inn and Suites, getting ready to do some stuff. You're at Paisley Park. Like, do y'all go back and like, hey, let's all hang out and like talk, or y'all like just like, dude?
What was that? The High Timber? Is that the name of the bar at the Country Inn and Suites?
No. Oh, at the bar. I don't know the one.
It's called the High Timber.
High Timber. Okay.
Yeah, that's where we were, and
it's going down.
I mean, it was like, the thing about Chanhassen that's funny is like we made the best of time out of it because there's nothing to do there.
Yeah.
And so we would just be there, and we had the run of that place. Like,
right.
Literally, we could go into the kitchen whenever we wanted to. We could go.
Do they know you're? They know you're working for Prince?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean,
because you're living there for.
Yeah.
And you're not the first.
We're not the first. Like, I personally feel like Prince should have owned that building a long time ago because he
paid for it.
I mean, he paid for it 10 times over. I mean, like,
why do you think he doesn't go and like rent himself a compound or build himself an apartment complex?
With all of it.
I don't think I just think he'd rather just pay for it and have it all taken care of, and then also like insurance. I don't know, like like it's easier for them to get in trouble than for him to get in trouble.
Yeah, keep Paisley Park.
Yeah, Paisley Park.
I don't need to worry about any of that stuff.
But I do know that eventually he did want to do that. Right, whatever that lot is across the street from Paisley, he wanted that for that purpose.
He talked about years ago, like the Love for One Another school.
Yeah. He was gonna build a compound with housing and everything. So,
but it becomes its own little compound, right?
Yeah.
Now y'all seeing other people that are just in Chanhassen to be in Chanhassen, are they like?
Yeah.
Like, wait, what the heck?
Oh yeah, well, there was that. I mean, they just kind of assume because it's like we don't look like we're supposed to be in Chanhassen, so it was like that. But no, I mean, we had the run of the mill of that place, like, and they knew, and like literally, I had like storage bins that I would just keep at the Country Inn.
Yeah.
And I would go home.
Right. Just be like, can you keep this for a couple weeks?
Yeah, I would go home. I had a bike. I had, all kinds of stuff. And I would go home. And then when I was coming back, I would just call ahead and tell them to take my box out and put it in my room.
Nice.
And here's the thing. Here's what I found out. A lot of those times when we would go home, they would never check us out.
Right.
So we would just have that room racking up points for like 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that just because Paisley Park wasn't canceling it and people weren't just like detailed like that?
Paisley Park wasn't canceling it, and also you never knew when they were going to need us to come back. Prince would just call, and so
it was just easier for him to keep it.
Easier to keep it. And
I mean, that's just like not caring about that money, man. And that's kind of money he had. Like,
that's what he had.
This is the cost of doing business, and we're gonna be ready to roll.
So like we just had it. Like, I mean, I know for me personally, once we stopped staying there, I remember being in DC one time and not having a room and just looking up Carlson's and stuff because I was like, I know I got points.
Yeah.
And then when I actually saw how many points I had, I was like, oh my God. Like,
you're just living the life the next few years, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're just doing it.
I was just going to hotels just because I could.
So let me ask you this, because we haven't gotten into it too much, because we talked about Prince bringing you to water the first time you met him.
Yeah.
You're competing with Phil's kind of crew, but then like you're combining the super crews together.
Yep.
And you're playing and you're moving from the back riser to the front riser, the side of the stage to the front of the stage. What is your relationship like with Prince like? What's happening between kind of this first time out there to this, let's call it June 2013, July 2013?
Yeah.
How's your relationship with him evolving? What does that look like on the day-to-day? How much are you talking to him? What's that like?
I'm still trying to figure him out at that point. But I know all of us are kind of competing for his affections, like his acknowledgement. Everybody's trying to get his attention. And you don't really know how to approach him. The one thing that I learned personally, I can't speak for everybody else, and I like to believe that this is why I was there for the period of time that I was. But the one thing I learned was that he was a Gemini. And so what that meant for me was I just needed to know which version of him was coming in the room.
Yeah. What were the versions?
Well, there was Boss, which he didn't like being called Boss. You never call him Boss.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought in my head. I was like, there's the boss, the guy, the businessman. Like,
he's trying to get something done.
The guy who's trying to get something done, the focused one. And then there's your friend.
Yeah.
And so I just had to know which one by his walk. Like if he came in the room, the look on his face, the way he walked, his energy was different. So like if he was, sometimes he'd be agitated because he had something in his head and he wanted to get it out.
Yeah, he was working.
Sometimes he would fly us in, and like I said, he was very hospitable. So he'd always come and hug you and say hello and thank you for coming and this and that. Other times he didn't. And so, after a while, once I felt like I was comfortable with him, then I also wanted to make him comfortable with me. And the only way I knew to make him comfortable with me was to joke and be the homeboy.
Yeah.
So like if I came and he didn't acknowledge me, then I would point that out. So I'd be like, hey man, you gonna fly me all the way out here and you're not gonna hug me? Like he'd go straight to it. I need you to play, but hey man, you gonna hug me or what? Like I came all the way out here, you just gonna tell me to go get on? Yes sir, boss. Whatever. And he would start laughing, and that's how I got him.
But he appreciated that.
Yeah,
too,
he loved it
because because he's not trying. Tell me if I'm right on this statement. Mm-hmm. He's not trying to be rude or inhospitable.
No, not at all.
He's just like, I got something. I'm trying to get moving on this, and I'm just in this zone.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm feeling this kind of way. And
he comes up to the stage and goes right to his guitar and goes right to the mic.
Just go with him.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But I would always afterwards, I'd be like, hey man, you gonna. Right. Like he started walking
I'm saying
off,
other times he comes up to the stage and he comes to every musician and says what up. So you kind of,
So you got to just be ready. So, I mean, and if he did come in ready to work, I never tried to stop him from that.
Right.
But later.
But you would find your
I would
space.
find my space and be like.
And in a way, call him out. Like,
call him out, exactly.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I know you're not about to walk out this room without saying what's up or something.
Yeah,
you're going to dap me up. You're going to at least dap me up. I flew all the way out here.
I need a water.
Right. Exactly. Where's my water?
That's
you didn't even bring no water.
That's interesting. So you're figuring them out during this era. So and it sounds like, there's kind of like the next steps of this thing that continue to go deeper because of that.
Exactly.
But you're not afraid to, you're not afraid to say something, right? Like you're gonna be real.
I'm gonna be real to an extent. Yeah. So like, I was still terrified.
And you're gonna use your timing though too.
Exactly.
Like you're not gonna be real like at some stupid time when you're in the middle of the set or whatever.
I was still terrified because I did watch like even that Chicago show, man. You know how many sound front of house people we went through on that?
Oh yeah.
Like that was my first experience at a live show, was him firing 5 sound.
As good as this is, it could be over at any
it could
second.
be over at any minute. So I was like, man, I gotta make him feel comfortable with me, but at the same time, I don't want to make him feel like I'm getting on him or whatever.
Yeah, I gotta make him feel comfortable, but I can't be an idiot.
I can't be an idiot, and also it's got to be tasteful because I can't make it seem like everybody can do that. I don't want everybody doing it because then he's gonna revert back to who was the first one.
Yeah.
And so I just made it tasteful, but also I wanted him. I think he really also got a kick out of people who weren't yes men.
Yeah.
So if you gave him a little bit of slack, he appreciated that, especially if he knew where it was coming from.
Yeah.
So
he wants to find somebody who's real with him.
He wants peers.
Yeah.
He wants peers.
Yeah.
So if he respects you on your instrument, you're a peer.
Yeah.
So you can offer your honest opinion. He may not like it, but and again, I was still learning that. So there were times where, I would overstep, and I didn't know. Like, do you know the Pacquiao Marquez fight story?
No, I don't know if I did.
I remember that fight though.
We watched it at Paisley. He invited us to watch it, and I was
Where are you guys at?
In NPG Music Club.
Yeah, we watched the big screen.
Watched it on the projector, and apparently Prince was a huge Pacquiao fan.
Oh,
and I was not at the time. I felt like I respected Pacquiao, but I didn't.
Yeah, you weren't like all.
I was like, okay, he's winning, but I watched everything, and I was like, he's just doing the celebrity thing. He's like the mayor of this city, and he's doing all this publicity stuff. He's not really training for the fight. And Marquez said exactly what he was going to do. He told him the whole strategy. He told the whole strategy before the fight. And I was like, that guy's serious. He's about to knock Pacquiao out. And so I put money on the fight. Some of my friends. And when he did what he did, I just got excited and I jumped up, just in true competitive.
I'm cheering for this
competitive.
guy.
I won.
I got cash on the game.
And I'm running around the NPG Music Club, like skipping and like going, because Pacquiao is planking at this point. He's like flat out on his face. His mom is coming down the aisles. His wife, everybody's coming down. I remember this thing about his mom. I just remember his mom coming running down the thing like he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started screaming, "Somebody call his mama! Somebody call his mama!" And I look, and I'm looking for Prince because I knew he was, at this point I knew he was a Pacquiao. I found out.
Right.
So I'm looking for him, and I just see the kitchen door kind of cracked, and the last thing I see as it closes is him shooting me the coldest look. And I just kind of stopped in my tracks, and I was like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
This is I'm gonna be fired.
Yeah.
And so we went back, me, Marcus, BK, Lynn, and Joey are all like, you're about to get fired. So we're all back at the hotel. We're all back at the hotel.
Just imagine the chatter drama between you guys.
Yeah, it's like the fear of like,
dog, see it. You better get your bag.
The question was not whether I was going to get fired. The question was, did I get all of us fired?
Yeah.
It's like, is it just going to be you or is it going to be all of us? So we're all just kind of waiting around. And I decided to write an email to the management, to the assistant, and said, hey, tell Prince we really appreciate him and thanks for inviting us to have the night over there. We had a good time, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm writing this as I'm packing,
Mm-hmm.
And I write the email, and I get an email back like 30, 45 minutes later, and it's like, he said, thanks for coming. Everything was fun. There will be no more boxing matches at Paisley Park from now on. Thank you very much. ... And then I got another email right after that said, see you on Monday.
Yeah.
And I was like, I made it. Okay, he's not going to fire me.
Yeah, because he was pissed about the fight, but he was like, dude, I'm not firing this guy for that.
Right. But he was mad when he saw me doing that skip and victory lap.
Yeah. But he also said, you know what, man, this is about, see, you got some youth around you. You got to have some grace.
You got to have some grace.
You know what I mean? You got some youth around you. They're going to do some stupid stuff. They're going to skip around Paisley Park asking where his mama's at. We did
a lot.
I'm sure after he shot you the dirty look, he turned around and smiled.
He probably did. He probably knew. He was like when I wrote that email, they probably saw it right away, and they were like, yeah, let's make him wait.
Yeah.
Let him sit on that.
Let him
sit on it.
So y'all, we're still in the summer of 2013.
Yeah.
It's going to be a long interview.
Yeah. We just getting started, bro.
And then y'all head out to Montreux.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
The very first thing I remember about Montreux was that the flight was oversold from here, from Minneapolis, from MSP.
Where's it going?
We went straight from here. I can't remember exactly where we went from. We might have gone straight there.
I feel like I got to take a jump. Paris.
Maybe Paris. Maybe the Gaulle.
New York.
Amsterdam.
Usually you go to New York.
It might have been.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think it was another.
But the flight to wherever you were going.
Yeah, was oversold.
I'm guessing it's a direct flight to either Amsterdam or Paris.
I feel like it was de Gaulle. So Paris. Is that it? Is that the airport? Yeah.
Charles de Gaulle.
Yeah. I feel like it was de Gaulle, but it was oversold. And
Just
so you got the whole crew.
One other question on the oversold.
Yeah.
Are y'all carrying your instruments with you?
Yes.
Like, do you? And when you
the horns are. Yeah.
Yeah. And are they rolling onto the plane with you?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just making. I figured
generally
because Charles de Gaulle. I've sent some folks to Charles de Gaulle, and Charles de Gaulle has a tendency to like lose baggage. So
yeah.
Well, usually those instruments usually carry anyways on any flight, right?
Yeah. We generally don't check our horns.
Y'all like
so,
that's like.
But I'm glad you said something. So now I'm certain it was de Gaulle. So the flight's oversold, and half of us are not allowed to get on the flight.
Oh.
Right? And so they're telling us they're going to reroute us on another flight. And I'm on the phone because I'm the only one outside in the administration side.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only one left as the horn liaison, right? I guess I was counted as on the ground administration because everybody else in the administration was on the plane. Yep. So they told me as the plane is pulling off, management said call the travel agent. His name's escaping me right now, but he was Prince's travel agent for forever, for a long time. His name's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. But anyway, I call him, and I'm at the desk, at the help desk, talking to this lady, and she's telling me there's nothing we can do. You know, the doors have already shut. The plane's already pulling out. You're going to have to get on the next flight. And I'm like, lady, you don't understand. If we don't get on this flight, we're not going to make it with the rest of the band, et cetera, et cetera. And she's like, even if I wanted to, I can't help you. And so he's literally like, just put her on the phone. And I was like, she's telling me, he's like, just give her the phone. So I said, okay. I said, he wants to talk to you. And she's like, who is this? I said, it's our travel agent. I hand her the phone. And she's got this look on her face of, you know, like, I'm going to tell him the same thing I told you kind of look. And she's like, kind of, I got her eyebrows up, and you're like, all right, you know. And she's talking, and she goes, yes, sir, I've told, okay, yeah, I'll try that. I mean, but it's not going to, okay, I'll try it, but it's not going to. And she starts typing, and I saw the change in her face as she starts typing. She's like, okay, I see it, yes, okay, I'm doing it, yes, sir, and then she finishes, and she hands me back the phone, and he says, okay, so just call me if you have any more problems. And he hangs up.
What the heck did
and
this guy do?
She literally says, we're bringing the plane back. And they took people off the plane.
What happened?
I don't know. And she said, who are you? And I said, it's not me. It's another guy. But you probably should know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but I just work for this other guy. And she goes, oh. And they literally pull people off the plane and put us on. And I'd never seen that. So you
jacked up some people.
But I had never seen that before. That's the power that they had, man. And then we get to Montreux. And I lost my luggage.
Yeah, Charles Gall for sure.
Yeah.
So, is Prince on the flight with you?
No. I think he flew private.
Okay, so y'all are like the representation, though. The whole band is on the flight with you, though.
At this time, yeah, and that was the other cool thing about the Prince gig that I had never experienced before. At that time, we were told that we were a direct representation of him when it came to travel. So there was a car service that came and picked me up from my house to take me to the airport. Then I got to the airport, first class flight. And then I got to wherever we were going. There was a car service to come pick me up and take me, or the group of us, whoever landed at that time, we all had a car service or a limo service or whatever that would pick us up and take us. And at all times we had to be dressed, ready, show ready, you know, from the time we leave your house, because you're a representation of New Power Generation and Prince. So, I mean.
Sounds like Jelly Bean Johnson.
Yeah.
So the same story that Jelly Bean Johnson told us.
That's what we were told. Now later, it changed.
Right.
To where only Third Eye Girl was getting that treatment. We're going to talk about that. But that's when I started wearing jeans and Jordans again. Because I was like, well, y'all not giving me first class flights, and I'm obviously not a representation of Prince anymore. So I'm going to fly comfortable.
But for that show, you're a representation of Prince.
Yeah.
And it is interesting because I was looking up the dates because that was you DJ'd the event beforehand. So I was like, well, when did they play Montreux? Like, you don't have a lot of window here to, like, fly in, get into Montreux, but like you can't be missing no flight.
Exactly. So it was real tight. And
what do you think that dude says? You have any idea? I just want to know.
I think he told
the travel agent says.
Yeah, I want to know. Nobody else does, but I do. I want to know what that guy says to get the plane to turn around.
His name is Nelson. He's a Nelson too, I think. Is it Mike Nelson?
I don't know.
I can't remember, but I think he just gave her some codes to put in.
And those are like the special codes.
And those are the special codes, and she didn't even know what they were. And it just, man, I wouldn't, like, if somebody told me that story, I'd be like, you lying. That didn't happen. You're exaggerating. I saw it, and I'm like, what? And to see the people get off the plane.
Oh, man, those people got to be hot.
Oh, they were heated, man. And I'm trying not to make eye contact.
Yeah, of course you're not.
Because it's like, I don't want you to be mad at me.
Right.
I'm just
like, so it was crazy. But I have no idea what he said. I would love to know what those codes were. But
I didn't know those types of codes existed.
I didn't either.
That doesn't surprise me.
I didn't know that was legal, but okay.
Well, you know,
I thought once the plane is gone, you can't bring it back.
Yeah.
But they did.
But, I mean, it's about how much money he probably spent over the years. And, shoot, maybe those codes cost money too, right? Like, you do this, like, yeah, it's crazy. So, y'all get to Montreux. Tell me about, because it's 2 gigs, right?
Yeah.
Now, did you know what you were getting into in terms
3 nights.
of, like, this?
It was
3 nights?
Yeah,
3 nights?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know what you were getting into in terms of this festival? And, like, what was, like...
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. We really didn't care. At this point, we were a machine.
Yeah.
So it's like it didn't matter whether we were at Paisley rehearsing or at Montreux. It was going to be the same energy.
Yeah, you're just doing it.
Because also at Paisley, the thing about it is at Paisley, we might be rehearsing. This is another reason why we always had to be show ready. It's because we might be rehearsing, and then all of a sudden you'd see him bring in like a little group of people, and they'd sit in the back.
Yeah.
Just far enough away where you couldn't really see them. You just saw their figures. And then they would watch like a little bit of rehearsal and then go. And then later on he'd be like, yeah, that was the Sheik of Dubai. And they were just stopping through Minneapolis, so they came to hang out. And they might want to hire us for their party later.
Yeah.
So every time we did this, it was high energy. It was the full performance.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter whether we were at Paisley or we were at Montreux or we
You're
were at Chicago.
bringing the A game.
It was going to be that A game.
Was that your first time traveling out of the country to play a show?
No.
Or had you done that with Anthony?
I had done it with Lionel Richie.
Oh, okay.
And I had done it. I had traveled. I can't remember all the places I had traveled, but that was my first time going anywhere that was like not. Well, no, I can't say that because with Lionel I went to Abu Dhabi, and then with other artists I had been like to the Caribbean and to random places. But yeah, that was my first time going to Switzerland or anywhere like that. Yeah.
Right.
But this gig is massive.
Yeah.
I mean, the stage, the people, the energy.
Mm-hmm. It was.
How many people are at that gig?
I just see the crowd in the video.
It was just a sea of people.
It's crazy.
It was a sea of people. That's all I remember. And for me, the biggest part of it for me was Quincy Jones was there. That's all I cared about. Yeah.
I didn't know that at all.
Quincy was there. I don't know if he was at the show.
Okay, but he was
there. We saw him.
Yeah.
And he was at like one of the after party things. And
what's the city like?
Montreux?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the bad thing about me. I'm not a tourist. I don't go anywhere.
He also doesn't like people.
I don't like people.
I'm just working. I'm here to work.
I'm an introvert outside of Showtime, and so I can't tell you this. That experience for me, I went down to the restaurant because we stayed in that castle right there next to where the show is, where the concerts are.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a castle that they converted into a hotel, and that's where we stayed.
Because it's Prince, and Prince.
That's where he stays every time. Yeah, that's where he stays every time he goes there. The things that I did notice about Montreux, the architecture was beautiful. Mm-hmm. Like I didn't leave the area that we were in.
Yeah.
But the architecture, getting there and all that, everything was beautiful. The food was okay. I'm from the South, so I need a little seasoning.
Yeah.
People don't wear deodorant.
Oh.
That was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even the servers, I couldn't eat half the time because like server would walk by and it'd be like ripe.
Yeah.
But the water,
mm-hmm.
the water in Montreux is what actually changed my life.
Well, tell me how.
So I've always been that kid that would like laugh at people who couldn't drink tap water. I grew up drinking out of the hose.
Right.
From the South. We stay, you go outside.
Yeah.
You stay outside all day. You drink from the hose,
Nothing wrong with that.
And, your water going to have a little bit of an orange tint to it. That's just extra flavor, So I was always that kid just like see these people with their finger up drinking bottled water and Voss and all this other stuff.
Right.
And the water in Switzerland, in Montreux in particular, is so clean and so clear. It's like it's some of the best water, like the water like in the pipes is just so crisp and clean. It's the best water you've ever tasted. And so once I had that water and I came home, I couldn't drink my tap water. Like the lake, where's that Lake Geneva right there? Is that Geneva?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so whatever that lake is that's right there, you could look at it, and I think Ida actually went swimming in it. Ida and a few people went out and got in it. You can see clear to the bottom of that. The water is so clear.
Yeah.
And I just remember like even going in the bathroom and drinking out of the sink in the bathroom, and I was like, this is the best water I've ever had in my life. So yeah, that's what I remember about Switzerland, about Montreux, was the water was just incredible.
What do you remember about the gigs?
I remember the sea of people. I remember doing Extra Lovable and busting my ass. I fell.
Ooh.
Did Prince laugh?
Yeah. He laughed a little bit, but then I think he was afraid because it was a pretty nasty fall. On Extra Lovable, we do choreography. Me, Marcus, and BK.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And there's a part where I'm supposed to do a kick flip and bounce back up. So I'm supposed to pass out from all the exhaustion.
Right.
And they're trying to revive me. And then at the end of the song, and like that, I'm supposed to come back up. Well, again, remember they lost my luggage.
Yeah.
So they had to buy me a suit. And everybody in Europe is taller than me. Mm-hmm. So we couldn't get anybody to tailor the suit in time. So I just rolled the pants up, and they were baggy and loose. And so when I did the kickflip and came back up, the pants got caught under my shoe, and my pants were starting to come down. Because they were loose too. So I was like, either I can cop a squat, or I can show everybody in this audience my goods. Also, I didn't have it on any underwear because didn't have any luggage.
Yeah, and there ain't no Targets.
Ain't no Target, right? So I'm
I mean,
like,
you can't even find a Walmart. You know, like they.
So I'm either gonna let everybody see what's going on, or I'm gonna kick my feet out and fall to the ground. Right. So I kicked my feet out and I fell to the ground, and and I fell directly on my tailbone. So
Ouch.
it was
Those are
like
the worst.
It was bad. And I felt it. But
what night was this? Was this
night 2?
Okay, so you got through the first night at least.
No. This is night 1. This is night 1.
So you got to live with this pain.
I got to live with it. So it's night 1 because we didn't do Extra Lovable after that. We never did Extra Lovable again.
Really?
We never did it again after that.
Bad mojo on that song though.
Yeah, we never did it. Prince was actually really concerned. He asked me if I was okay. I said, yeah. I said, I'm cool. I said, as soon as I get my pants, I'm good. I can do it again. And literally at like sound check the next day, I'm like doing the kick flip over and over again, just showing him like, hey, I'm good. Mm-hmm. And he just like, no, I'm not going to do that. And so yeah.
It like traumatized him.
Yeah.
He's like, no, this is my part.
Yeah, right. I was like, man, I got this. That's my special part, man.
This is me.
I was like, it's your fault, man. Y'all bought me these big ass pants. But no, we had a good laugh.
You can stop a plane, but you can't get a tailor.
Right. Like, come on, man. Y'all bought me this baggy ass suit.
Y'all play Big City live there.
Yeah.
Now, are you writing that at the time? Because I didn't realize it until that came out like 2 years later that y'all had played it, 2 years earlier.
Yeah. So we were Phil Lassiter. That's Phil. We were writing. Phil did the majority of the arranging, but sometimes it would get spread out because we had so much stuff. So Roy Agee, who was the trombone player on Phil's side, he did a lot of it too. BK did some of it. Sylvester Onyejaka, our other Barry sax player, he did some of it. I did some of it. Marcus did some of it. So it was getting spread around. But Phil Lassiter was like the real spearhead behind a lot of the arranging, like the real intricate arranging stuff. Yep. So Big City was like, that's a Phil project. And the funny thing is, I can't remember exactly what song it is, but that Soli that we do in Big City is actually from another song.
Really?
And we just interchanged them because Prince was like, I like the Soli from this, but I want to put it in this. Okay. And he was good for that. Yeah. So, and on the spot too, like literally at rehearsal, he's like, all right, let's play it. It's like, it's a different key, man. What are you talking about? Like, this is a different song completely. We gotta give us 2 hours.
Figure out the transition.
Right. So yeah, that was Phil. And Big City was like, that became like a legendary Soli. Like that whole thing we do on there is just so many things going on and layering on each other. That was crazy. And even I was like, is this gonna become like Earth, Wind, and Fire legendary? You know?
I mean, it should have though.
It should have.
It should have though, because I remember that was my favorite track on. Was it the first
Phase 2?
Phase 2.
He's on Phase 2.
Phase 2. I get confused. And when I was like, dude, this thing is just...
Yeah, man.
This,
cooking.
Yeah, and then I would just like repeat it, and I'd be like, dude, why do I like this so much?
First of all, because it's funky. Like, it just feels good. And it does.
I think that is actually why.
Yeah.
Right there.
It just feels good,
yeah.
man. And it does emulate that energy of, think about your first real sense of independence. And that's what when I hear big city, that's what I'm thinking about. Is like my first real sense of I'm on my own. I live on my own. I don't got to answer to nobody. And I'm actually out here doing it, and I'm adult, and I just feel good. And that's that big, powerful feeling of
it's big.
It's my world. Yeah.
Yeah. The big city's got a big fucking sound.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna hit you.
Yeah.
Did you guys arrange that for recording at Paisley, or were you playing it first?
We were playing it.
And then you went in and recorded it?
Yeah,
we were playing it for a bit. We actually recorded it super early.
Yeah,
all that stuff from Hit and Run Phase 2 was recorded super early.
Yeah, that's where I was going with this Montreux kind of bit, is like that happening kind of in that 2013 mark, because it's 2 years later that it comes out.
No, we recorded all of that stuff in 2012.
All right, so it takes years for it to...
Man,
my dates are probably off on some of the releases, but it takes a minute.
It takes a minute, and that's one of the things. Oh man, there's so many different areas we can go to with just the whole recording aspect. One of the things I would be frustrated about with Prince, because I didn't know any better, was we had all this music that we had recorded, all this dope stuff like that.
Yep.
And he wasn't putting it out. So we would play it at shows, but it wasn't coming out. Instead, he released Plectrum Electrum,
Yep.
Artificial Age,
Yep.
Hit and Run Phase 1, all this other stuff.
Yep.
In 2012, when we were recording this stuff, I remember a whole bunch of suits coming in. This is the thing people always get really weird about, but I remember a whole bunch of suits coming in and watching us record, right? And I remember him like having conversations with them in front of us and saying stuff like, this is the direction I'm going in, and if we can come to an agreement, this is what I'll bring to the table for your company, and this is what we can do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Mm-hmm. That was Warner Brothers.
Oh.
So I remember that because I just thought it was weird. I was like, who are these suits? Like literally, it was like something off TV. Like 12 suits walking behind them and sitting in the control booth and watching. And they were all super excited. They were like, this is amazing. This is the greatest thing you've ever done. You know, giving them all these credit and stuff. And I was like, cool. But
you're back, baby.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like,
also trying to sign them, though.
Yeah,
I was trying to get that money.
And so I'm like, who are these people? And then, you know, of course, the deal got signed.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So now the music's going to come out. Still didn't come out. Mm-hmm. Right? So I'm mad because I'm like,
you just want this to hit the streets.
Come on, man!
Like this is part of your investment.
It's part of my investment.
Convincing your crew that we're going out to Paisley is like, dude, we gonna be immortalized. So and like it's got to get on. It's got to be on wax.
I literally told my horn players. This is the motivating thing I always told my horn players. It's like, once we're in, we become immortal through him. So that book you showed me, our names are in that book.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah. Like we're on record as being the horns for Prince, like Maceo and Cootie and them were for James Brown. You know, we're in history now.
Yeah.
That's what we get out of it. And from now on, I don't care who you go to, your resume says
for Prince.
You were with
you
Prince.
Did this.
You can get any gig you want from here on out.
Yeah.
And so that's what I wanted. And so for me,
come on, let's move this.
It's like, what's going on?
Let's move this boat faster.
Why are you playing with us like this? And then everything, you know, went down. And, you know, I hate to skip ahead, but later on, after Hit and Run, Phase Run, Plectrum Electrum, Artificial Age, all that stuff came out. And it was like none of the music that he showed them was on those records.
Really?
None of it. And then, you know, he had met his agreement with that deal, and then he released Hit and Run Phase 2.
Yep.
Under Paisley Park Records.
Yep.
It wasn't released under Warner Brothers.
Right.
And Hit and Run Phase 2 was all the horn heavy stuff that he had promised them.
Yep.
So it was like,
come on, man.
oh, you dirty bastard. That's what you were doing. So he literally did the deal with them.
Bait and switch?
It was a bait and switch. And that made me respect him even more.
You mad, but like game represent. Game
I was like,
game
blouses. Like, wow. It was a bait and switch. Like, literally all the music that you showed them and you got them excited about and convinced them to do the deal for, you didn't give them. And I was just like, man, that's brilliant.
Prince. Doing Prince.
Prince doing Prince.
Did you ever, when you guys were recording that stuff, was he there or was it more or less?
He was there. He was the one hitting the button.
In the control room.
He was in the control room.
You in Studio A?
We were in Studio A.
Okay.
So the horns
because you can't fit all them people in Studio B.
Yeah, you can't. Well,
you could.
You can, but like literally, if you've been in Studio A, the horns would literally all be in, the little sliding door room where the piano is.
Yep.
We'd be in there.
Okay.
And we were
packing it deep.
Just pack us in there. Yeah.
Was everybody getting just on a technical side?
Yeah.
Everybody mic'd up?
Everybody on their own mic.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Super
It was
cool.
interesting.
I love it. So speak to me. I mean, how do you kind of this immortalized, right? This is philosophical kind of, question in terms of where does Prince's music go? Like you're convincing your crew that, hey, this is going to get us to the next level. We're going to get our names. We're going to be in the book. We're going to be on the record. That's going to get us the gigs. But where does it go? Like you look out, 50 years, 100 years, 200. What happens to Prince's music? What do you think happens?
Man, if it's handled correctly, I think that every major American music, not even just, I can't say American music, every major artist, if Prince's music is handled correctly, every major artist for the next, I don't even know how long, will be influenced by Prince.
Why?
Because of the sheer greatness of what Prince's music represented and what it still represents. If you look at I work with kids now. And I work with this thing called the Purple Playground. You guys are aware of.
we know. We interviewed Heidi.
Yeah, and so
shout out to Heidi.
Yeah, shout out to Heidi
episode
and Willie.
19.
Purple Playground. Shout out to Purple Playground.
Like these kids, man. What amazes me, it's similar to what we see with Michael. What amazes me is when I see the light, the spark that happens when they hear Prince music for the first time, or when they hear a specific song for the first time, or when they think they know Prince music and then they hear something completely different from what they know, and it just turns their whole world upside down in a good way, and then it sparks even more motivation in them. It makes them want to go get the pen and start writing. That is why I think it will inspire for generations. Because, okay, let's say, for example, maybe there's a kid out there who's never heard of Prince, right? But they've seen Live, or they've seen Mono Neon, or they've seen me, or they've seen Marcus. And there's something about what they see in us that they love. And yeah, it's us, but there's some Prince in there. Therefore, they're inspired by Prince too, and they don't even know it. So that's what I see it as. If it's handled correctly, then it'll be an inspiration for generations. I just hope that it can be a direct inspiration and not such an indirect inspiration.
Yeah, meaning people can connect to the real deal.
I want people to connect with the real deal. I had a great teacher one time ask me, as a sax player, who do you want to sound like? And then the follow-up question was, what are you going to do to sound like that?
Yeah.
And so when he asked me who I wanted to sound like, I said I want to sound like Kirk Whalum, and I want to sound like Gerald Albright, and I want to sound like Dave Koz and Kenny G. Because that's who I was listening to at the time.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, cool. Well, what are you going to do to sound like them? And I was like, I'm going to listen to Kirk Whalum and Gerald Albright and Dave Koz and Kenny G. And he said, that's cool, but why not find out who they were listening to?
Yeah.
So if you want to sound like Dave Koz, why don't you listen to Sanborn?
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to sound like Sanborn, why don't you listen to Rousseau or whoever he was listening to? If you want to sound like Gerald, why don't you listen to this person? You know, Charlie Parker or whatever. And so it really opened my mind up to, well, gee, why don't I do that? You know, like instead of just being a carbon copy of, which is what we said. We don't
want no carbon
Prince
copy.
don't want no carbon.
We don't want no carbon
Yeah.
copy.
He was not flattered by imitation. He was flattered by evolution.
Yeah.
And so that's what I feel like, you know, if we listen to Prince, if kids are listening to Prince, that's going to lead them to even more stuff, because Prince was inspired by people too.
Yeah,
you know? So
they're gonna get that musicology.
They're gonna get that musicology.
Like we gonna bring you deep
Yeah.
in terms of the catalog and the connections and the interconnections and
and the music industry right now, well, always the music industry is always deteriorating, and so it's really important that we do have certain pillars.
Yeah,
and we're losing most of them. I mean, like, who do we got left? You know, like, we got a handful of, like, just iconic artists. The first one that comes to mind for me is Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, who's the next Stevie Wonder? There's not going to be one. We don't have any more. There's not going to be another Prince. There's not going to be another Michael. There's not going to be another Whitney. You know, these are icons that we're losing, and there's no, you know, no disrespect to Beyonce. Beyonce's doing it, but she ain't no comparison to Michael, Prince, Whitney, Stevie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just saw her concert. It was good. It was.
I know it was. I mean, but when you have,
there's a lot of costume changes.
Hey, look, that's a production. But
But what you're saying, but what you're saying is really about artistry.
It's artistry
and the depth of that artistry, and how. Like it's like this kind of deeper level of what it means.
It's deeper than just a song that just blows up on TikTok.
Yes, it's more than that.
Put it like this. Let's take Beyonce, for example, right? And compare her to Prince. She's been to our show.
Yeah.
You know, like,
right.
And again, no disrespect to Beyonce. Beyonce, if you ever need a horn section, holler at me. But
she
like,
should get one.
She should.
She should get 11 piece. If she wants to be bold, she should get 11-piece one.
She should. She had one at Coachella. She had some horns.
She had some horns
cool.
at this last
she did?
show. Yeah.
Great.
She had a band.
So
the band was slamming.
Her band's always killing.
Yeah.
But like, here's the thing.
She's top level.
She is. She's amazing. And from coming from where she came from and to where she is now as a singer, man. I mean, she was always good, but wow, But I say all this to say, if you take Beyonce or Taylor Swift or I don't know, anybody, and you take away the lights and you take away the pyro and you take away the effects and the production and the background dancers and all this stuff, let's go back to
45-minute.
Let's go back to that 45-minute piano set, right? What's his name? What's the guitar guy?
Harry Styles?
No. He's British though, isn't he? Redhead.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran is the only one I can think of right now that could do something like that.
Yeah.
And it still don't compare to Prince. You know what I'm saying? Like, so at the end of the day, the artistry has to be there. So a lot of these mega stars that we are idolizing right now, don't get me wrong, they're great, but they can't do that.
Yeah.
And so what are our kids going to take from that? Mm-hmm. They're going to say, well, I need the production. I need the TikTok. I need I need that.
Which is why we got to introduce them to some Prince music and see how far the rabbit hole goes in terms of
and I'll never get tired of it. I'll never get tired of how it blows their mind every time.
Now, let me ask you this in terms of, hey, you grew up, you kind of had some Prince music in your house. Your grandma was into Prince music. Obviously, you know, you have a come back to him in terms of musicology and that bit, and then I go work for him. Like, how much of a Prince fan are you in terms of the catalog and like the depth of the rabbit hole?
Another thing that I find super amazing about Prince is I'm constantly learning. So it's like people expect, because I was in the band, people expect me to just be
everything,
a Prince catalog. Like I know where everything was. You know, no, I'm constantly hearing new stuff. I'm constantly learning new stuff. I'm constantly hearing new stories. I'm constantly seeing things or finding out about stuff. You know, I played one time. I played with a Michael Jackson tribute band, and the artist who was playing Michael, just, you know, he wanted to have a great conversation. So he started picking my brain about Prince and Michael. And in my time playing with Prince, we would pay homage to Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Because that was post Michael's death. It didn't happen before that, though.
I didn't know that, though. So my understanding was, so he would be like, so the guy would ask me, like, why do you think Prince hated Michael so much? And I'd be like, what are you talking about? He loved Mike. And he'd be like, no, he didn't. And we literally had a debate where I was like, I'm telling you, man, we play Mike's stuff.
Yeah.
And then he told me the story about, you know, the stuff that would happen between Mike and Prince. And I'm like, I don't know, man. And I went back and looked, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were kind of frenemies.
Yeah.
Because they had some – Michael would send tapes
Yeah,
to
send them
Prince.
VHS tapes.
But of, like, Sly Stone stuff. And like, you know, like this back in the VHS era. So the tapes would come, and these people will talk about, like, stopping rehearsal to be like, oh, this tape came from Michael Jackson. And then they'd, you know, put it in and just be like, you know, 1960s music, you know, and this was pre-YouTube, you know. So, like, they're friends, but then, you know, 3121.
That's Mike saying, yeah, thanks, but we like the original.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
But, but then, you know, 3121 in Vegas, Mike walks out of the show saying Prince is such a meanie because Prince kind of, like, hard bases him in the face and, like, why is Prince such a meanie?
Right. Why is he a meanie? I didn't do anything to him. Right. So,
well, and then there's also the interview with Chris Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Where they were supposed to. You seen that, right?
Talking about the one about the video?
When he talks about bad.
Yeah, when he talks about bad.
They're supposed to do bad together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your butt is mine?
Yeah.
Who's
saying that to
Not
whom?
me. Not me. But yeah, I mean, that's so I'm constantly learning. And I think I always will. Like
it's deep.
It's deep, man.
There's a lot to learn.
There's a lot to learn. And so I think that's also what makes Prince so amazing. And as a fan, that's what makes me so constantly interested in it. It's like, wow. And then as a part of the band, now I can go back into my own experiences and like revisit them and be like, oh, so that's why it was like this.
Yeah.
Or that's why this was this.
It contextualizes it a bit.
Yeah.
So you and in the moment, how could you have known?
Exactly.
Because you're in this rich, deep history of all this stuff that has happened and transpired before you, and now you just you're just jumping in.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
It's a great way to be, man.
Yeah, it's kind of fun though. So you move forward from Montreux, you keep playing gigs, I'm guessing, and then the spot in time that I wanted to make sure we paused on was Arsenio.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because now we just bring it from, hey, y'all are on the secondary riser. I mean, even before that, you didn't even get to Paisley Park. And then you're on the side riser for the United. Then you're on the front for the City Winery. And you're part of the big show in terms of Montreux.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, now Arsenio comes back.
Mm-hmm. That was his first show?
It was right in terms of Prince. This is early on in this Arsenio gig, you know, and he didn't last very long this next time.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, y'all
I can't remember
come,
if it was first show or not.
And this is interesting because it ties back to what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Y'all don't come on. I can't remember the full set, but you come on and you play a song from what, 1982, 1983, Mutiny.
Yeah.
I mean,
wasn't that for the family band?
That was for the family.
Yeah.
Shout out to the family. Jelly Bean Johnson.
Yeah.
Paul Peterson.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, to me, it's an interesting connection point because y'all come on and y'all bring Mutiny back.
Yeah.
And y'all do it in your way, and it's very. I mean, y'all are very much from the horn perspective.
We're
central.
The feature. Yeah, we're the feature
to the production.
So
talk to me about that gig.
So that was a really special time too. That was another time where I thought we were gonna get fired, because Marcus and BK and I were always up to some shenanigans. And just a side note. So we
were like,
there.
Dad's gonna catch us.
Exactly. So we were just kind of wandering around because we were just on the lot all day. That day, just hanging, and we found our way to the Marcus and BK and I were always kind of in something. And as a matter of fact, we filmed a pilot for a reality show that Prince was producing that was centered around our shenanigans.
Which would have been so cool.
It would have been cool. It's called Paisley Park University.
Where's that footage?
It's in out there. I'll find it. I'll send you some of it.
Yeah, well, I want to see some of it.
Yeah, we got the pilot. The issue with it, I think, was he wasn't in it. Prince was not in any of the footage. So... But anyway, one of the episodes that would have been great was what happened. And so we were just wandering around. Do you know this story?
No, I don't think so.
We were wandering around
there.
the lot, and we ended up in the makeup and hair area, the room, and where the salon where they do everybody's hair and makeup. And I think they had Kid and Play on the week before us as a guest. And so a part of the stick for Kid and Play and them coming on is they had the high box hairdos.
Yeah.
And they had 3 of them. One was for Kid, one was for Play, and one was for Arsenio. And so we were like, oh, snap, they have the, blah, blah. And
Let's go.
Somebody told us, and one of the hairdressers said, you can put it on. Big mistake. Should have never told us we could put them on. So we put them on, and we were just kind of going around the studio in these hairdos.
It was amazing.
Just being goofy. And we were going down the hall, and here comes Arsenio in his robe and his, slippers and stuff, and he sees us.
Yeah.
And he's pissed. Because one of those hair pieces is his. And he's I think he's looking at it like, who told you? He didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But he's got that look. And we immediately know. We're like, okay, he's going to tell. We're in trouble. And Kirk comes and finds us and says, Prince needs to see you 3. And we're like, all right.
And this
Going
is
to the principal's office.
pre-show.
This is before the show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Going to the principal's
So we go down
office.
the hall, and we see Prince. We see Arsenio. And Arsenio's just standing there like, the tattletale.
Right.
And he's standing there with his arms folded, and Prince kind of looks at us and kind of scolds us and says, where did you get those? And we're like, the hair and makeup. Who told you could put them on? Well, they told us. Well, why did you think that was okay? He's talking to us like that,
right.
And we're kind of like, because we just thought.
They said it was okay?
It was okay.
And they're cool. They're Kid and Play. They're big.
Like,
they're
look.
boxy. They're
fucking funny.
We start
dude.
trying to do the dances and stuff and try to make him laugh, and he's not laughing. And so we're like, oh, shit, And even Kirk is like stern-faced.
Oh, this is so good.
Yeah, and so he goes, you need to put them back, And so we're like,
Are
okay.
you wearing them at this point?
We're wearing them.
Oh.
We've been wearing them the whole time. We've been going around the studio with them on.
I thought you had taken them off already.
Yeah,
no, you're just like
no,
sitting
we
there.
still got them on. And so as Arsenio walks away, because Arsenio kind of walks away with that look on his face like, and he walks away. And as we're about to turn and leave, I see Prince crack. And then I'm like, okay, we're good. He's just like, he just does, he does this goofy face.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we're good. And we go take him and put him back, and everything's cool. But also with that show, so with Mutiny in particular, it was one of the first times where I had a solo that was like a feature. Usually the solos are randomly called.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mutiny was my song.
You knew this was.
Mutiny was my song.
You knew you were soloing that night.
Yeah, Mutiny
On TV, on the Arsenio Hall show.
Yeah, and Mutiny
all
and
my friends and family are watching.
Exactly. Mutiny and not extra lovable. People Pleaser, Andy Allo.
Yep.
That was my song too. If Maceo wasn't there, so Mutiny. When I got the solo at Paisley, I did what most sax players would do, and I just tried to go balls to the wall, just funk, hardcore funk, right? Just fast and furious. And Prince stopped me, and he was like, "You're doing too much," And I'm like,
"Gotta
you
slow
want?
this thing down." Huh?
Yeah, I'm like, "What do you want me to do?" And he's like, "You need to learn to have a conversation with your audience." And I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And he says, "Well, you need to talk to the audience and then let them respond." And I was like, "How do you let your audience respond?" He's like, "So you're basically going to say, 'Hi, my name's Adrian.' And when you say, 'Hi, my name's Adrian,' you don't keep talking. You're not like, 'Hi, my name's Adrian. Hey, what are you doing?' Blah, blah, blah," and you keep talking. He's like, You say, 'Hi, my name's Adrian.' Let them say, 'Nice to meet you, Adrian.'
Yeah.
And then you say something else. You ask them a question and let them answer. It's like talking to a girl. And so I'm like, okay. So he's like, as long as you have a conversation, I won't stop you. That's what he said. And so I was like, okay. So fast forward to
Arsenio.
the show, and I start taking this solo, and you can see it in my face. I'm like, play the solo, take a break, play the solo, give some space, play the solo. I'm very careful about that. And I knew I was only supposed to take like one chorus, right?
All right.
But he told me,
I'm not taking it back.
Yeah. What he had told me that day is, he said, if as long as you do what I told you, I'm not gonna stop you. So you go until you're ready to.
What do you think that is? Is that him? Is that him putting you there?
Yeah, I think he was just trying to empower me a little bit, and but I didn't expect it to go like that. I thought he was gonna give me like at tops 2 choruses, two rounds.
How many does it end up being?
I can't really even tell you.
I gotta go rewatch.
You gotta go watch it. All I know is I looked up for him, and he's going out to the audience to grab some lady to dance with.
Yep.
And eventually, if you watch it, it's funny because eventually I just decided to stop because I was like, we're on TV.
Yeah.
Like,
are we still on the air?
We're on the air, so like I know it's a limited amount of time, so I'm gonna go back.
The song's long.
It's long.
The song keeps going, but I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's putting you out there to put you out there.
I think so too.
You know what I mean? Like just to say
that's what it did.
It's no longer about me as Prince. This is like I'm doing something new, and I'm giving some younger folks a center stage, and this is what real music is about. Yeah. I didn't pre-think that at all. That's in the moment. Just me knowing Prince.
That's what I felt
talking
too.
about it. Like he's putting you there.
That's what I felt. And the funny thing about it is, as a sax player. And you think about like things you want to be remembered for, or iconic solos and things like that. That solo for me was one of the most simplified things. Like there's nothing intricate or crazy about what I played. But to this
sax
day,
players at home are not going, ooh, look at that.
Well, actually, they are. That's the weird thing about it to me is to this day, that solo is like one of my most popular things or famous things, not just because of Prince, but because of the choice. Yeah. Like what I chose to play and that's what I get from it. Every time somebody tells me about it, they're like, I love that solo you played on Arsenio. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, man, the choices you made. And it was just so, they say tasteful. And so that goes back to what he was saying, the conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, again, life lesson in a solo. And I'm like, because it's not about what you play, it's what you don't play.
He sets you up for success.
Yeah, and he puts you right there, center stage on Arsenio, and now on YouTube for generations to come.
Generations.
Hell yeah.
It's so exciting.
This is Adrian Crutchfield, if you're just tuning in. God damn it.
That's right.
Yeah, we're doing it tonight. So, I mean, the 11-piece thing begins to move away, right? Like the numbers shrink. You kind of become the guy who sticks around. And I'm kind of fast-forwarding through time and space because I wanted to hit on this, too. Black is the New Black.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me about Black is the New Black.
Okay, so
what is it? Just because I just said that and people are like, "What the heck?"
Black is the New Black was the unreleased album. That was the title that was kind of assumed for the album that was coming out that featured Prince, Mono Neon, Kirk Johnson, and myself. And it was like jazz fusion, experimental music. Yeah.
How many tracks are on this album that
I
we
have
have not
no
yet
idea.
heard? How many do you think are on it? How many do you think you recorded? Because, it was kind of just happening, right?
It was just happening. We recorded at least 9 or 10 songs.
Okay.
At least. And I'm sure he recorded some other ones.
Yeah.
We also did some covers. So
okay, what were the covers? Give me some of the covers.
I can't remember exactly, but I know one of them was Rochelle Farrell, I Forgive You. And I messed up and told her.
Oh, no.
When I met her, I told her we did it, and I think she called Paisley.
Oh, shucks.
Trying to collect on it.
Well, you can't collect if they don't
collect
release.
if it didn't release. You know
what I mean?
So yeah, I mean it. Yeah, we did quite a few. Like we were just it was at that point where we were just coming in and recording.
Because this is like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
What I mean. Black is the New Black. What was he like? What was he trying to say? Because that's like a very, very intriguing title to me. Why Black is the New Black?
I think that Prince was always ahead of his time. That's the one thing that we have to acknowledge, and I think that
we've acknowledged that so many times on this podcast.
He was so ahead of his time,
forever.
And I think my mom's calling me, but she have to wait. That's one of those like Amber Alert things it looks like or something. But no, he was ahead of his time. And so with Black is the New Black, I think the reason why he went with that theme is because we were starting to see this Afrocentric thing come back with the whole
the comeback.
The comeback, the Wakanda, and all that
right.
stuff. Like where all of a sudden it was popular to be black again, and he was very,
in tune to just like the powers that be,
right,
putting this type of stuff out to the masses.
So he just I think that was his way of bringing attention to the fad of it. Like, this is not a fashion.
Like this is a life.
Right, this is a lifestyle.
This is a life. Like this is like who I've been and who we.
You can't take it off. So it's black isn't so black was like in. Yeah. Being black was beautiful again, and
so he's juxtaposing kind of that black is the new black, but really I've been here doing this for a long time.
Yeah, sexy never left. So like that I think that's what that was, and also the music was very reminiscent of the era of Black is Beautiful.
Yeah,
so that. I think that's where it came from, but I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but you were part of it, so you kind of got a feel for it.
Yeah.
Because do you think? I mean, you look at Prince in terms of his crossover appeal, what he does in the early days with things like the Revolution and having a white drummer versus a black drummer, right?
Yeah.
Like he had that crossover appeal, so he's always conscious of kind of this race thing. But I mean, he's a black male,
right?
Right, and that never left him either. But you'll get some people I'll say that, and like folks will be commenting on our page and saying, well, he.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's gonna have their opinion, but like, I mean, and even still, thinking back on it now, this is the age where he brought the fro back.
Yep.
And,
that symbolism is all there. Like he's tying it back into
even what he was wearing, all that stuff was going back to that almost like 60s, 70s vibe.
Yeah.
And, the music was very reminiscent of what you would hear at that time.
Give me a sense of that music. Like we've talked a little bit about, but like, what's the sense of that? Black is the new black. What's the sound? So you got Mono Neon, you got Kurt Johnson, you got Prince, and you got
and me, and then sometimes Donna. We bring Donna Grantis in. She was in it for a while. I think I'm not sure why she left. I think it was to start her family.
Yeah,
but yeah. The music was very like psychedelic, but also jazz experimental, but with a really familiar urban hip hop element. So like,
I mean, you just named like a bunch of stuff.
I know, but that's what it was, and I mean it was everything, and I mean rock was in there,
but there was a synthesis of that sound, of those sounds.
It was like if Sly and Bootsy and Kendrick Lamar,
but maybe also like some Run DMC
and Anthony Hamilton
got together,
made a record.
So cool.
That's pretty much what I felt it was,
which I like, because I mean I was listening to Rough Enough on the way out here.
Yeah,
and you're on vocals on Rough Enough.
Yes,
but you're not like singing.
I'm not. I'm doing the vocoder.
What's a vocoder?
The vocoder is like a cousin to the talk box.
Yep.
And Prince always, he liked. I play this instrument called the iwi, which is an electronic wind instrument. It's like an electronic saxophone. I can use it to play synth sounds, which is cool, and he really, really enjoyed that. But I can also use it as a controller with a vocoder, which it acts almost like as a talk box. So I'm controlling the notes with the iwi, but the vocal I'm actually speaking, and it's basically shaping my voice based on the notes
how
I play.
You're playing.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
So that's what Rough Enough was.
So are you writing those lyrics, or is he writing those lyrics?
Both.
Okay, so you're collaborating on the lyrics.
Yeah, he started it. So I'm trying to remember what the lyrics are. I wish I had this. I wish I kept this. I wish I had walked away with it. But literally, there was a piece of paper with he had written for me,
handwritten.
Right.
Yeah, my name is Adrian.
Yeah.
Welcome to the.
Because I thought that was an interesting lyric when I was listening to it. I was like, oh man, like
Yeah.
Like this is me. Like you know, like this is like you're
again,
there's like a claim of the ground and the stake and like.
And for me, I was like terrified because I was like, I don't want to do that, but he put it there, and it wasn't even like he wrote.
Is this melodic. The lyrics? My name is Adrian. Let's do this.
No, that's not it.
That's not right.
It's my name is Adrian.
Hey, what you got cooking?
No, it's the very beginning.
RUFF. ENUFF.
ENUFF.
Moonbeam Levels for You has the wrong lyrics.
Yeah, my name is Adrian. Dateline 2016.
Yep.
Man, it's been so long since I did. I don't remember. I know it's Dateline. I haven't even heard it in a long time. But Dateline 2016 something. This is what he wrote on this piece of paper. And there was no melody or anything. He just wrote it.
And he's like, you're going to sing this into this.
And I did. And then he kept recording. And so, hey, what you got cooking? Whatever it is, I can't stop looking. As a matter of fact, what I'm trying to see, are you feeling me? Like I'm feeling you, are you feeling me? Because when it comes right down to the groove, this kind of jazz ain't in school. He would write like half of the lyric.
Like you're the teacher.
Yeah.
You say essentially
I'm the teacher, you're the school.
Yeah.
So like he would write half a phrase.
Yeah.
And then I would have to finish it.
So that's the collaboration.
That's the collaboration.
He's teeing you up.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, we're doing this thing together.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Because I listened to it a few times actually on the way out here, and I was like, dude, this is different. And I mean, so you want to talk about pushing the like that's Prince being different, and then he releases it to Tidal.
Yeah,
it gets out there.
Yeah, it's on Tidal still. It's on Tidal. But here's what's clever about it: it's not listed under his name, so it's listed under Mono's name.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think at that point, I'm not sure exactly what was going on, but I think at that point he was still kind of battling it out with Warner.
Yep.
And so instead of releasing this stuff on his name, his plan was release a song under Mono's name, release a song under my name, release a song under Kirk's name, and that way they can't lay claim to it at all. But yeah, I mean the crazy part about Rough Enough was, again, it was almost like he was writing raps. Like there was no melodic line, so I had to come up with it on the spot, and and create the second half of the phrasing, and so it was like. I'm terrified.
And like you're not getting like 9 takes at this. No.
Most of this stuff was first take.
Yeah, you're just rolling.
But I love the song, and this is one of the first times I saw him do this one thing that he put a whammy pedal on the Rhodes. I'd never seen anybody do that before. So the Rhodes, the sound of the Rhodes, the chord, he would just
the Rhodes is
the keyboard.
Okay.
Yeah. So he put on a Fender Rhodes, he put a whammy bar. Or a whammy pedal, so whenever he hit the pedal, the whole thing, whatever chord he was playing, would just like bend up an octave or 2 octaves, and back down, and like based on what he did with his foot. And I was like, who thinks to do that on a keyboard? You do it on guitar,
yeah,
on a keyboard.
But he was looking for something.
Yeah, and the sound was perfect. Like it was just a perfect sound for what we were doing.
Well, and he's so used to doing it on the guitar, so it's just like.
Why not?
Yeah.
Second nature. Yeah.
Why not? Let me keep pushing.
Yeah.
So this is happening 2016, early
2016.
January.
Yeah.
Because is it while he's doing the piano and the microphone stuff? Is he preparing?
It's actually 2015.
Okay, so he's saying 2016.
Yeah.
But it's really 2015.
Yeah. This is like October, November.
Okay, gotcha.
2015.
Because it leads me into the next question, which is, as 2016 comes in, are you seeing him still? When's the last time you see Prince?
The last time I see Prince face to face is February 2016.
Where at? Paisley?
Paisley.
Okay.
Actually, no. We went to, was that Ice House? There was a group playing. I was at Paisley with him recording, and then oh man, what's the group? It's a group, 3 girls, singers. King? Is it King?
Yeah.
We went to see King, and
at Dakota or Ice House?
Ice House.
Okay.
We went to go see King at Ice House.
Minneapolis.
And then
we had some parties there,
Yeah, we have.
Yeah,
some good
few
ones.
of them.
With BK, as a matter of fact. BK came and played one of them.
Yeah. So we went and saw that, and then I went home. and then we were supposed to. The piano and the microphone thing was happening. He had started doing that.
Yep.
And I think he wanted to start doing after parties.
Okay.
Like he used to do. He wanted to do after parties.
Yep.
And that's where me and Mono would come in. And it would be me, him, and Mono and Kirk introducing the new group.
Black is the new black kind of sound and those songs. And
so Atlanta was supposed to be the first one.
The Atlanta gig that he cancels comes back to subsequently.
Yep.
Flies home and
I got called. To DJ. I had a flight to Atlanta too for that party.
Yeah. Did your flight get canceled?
Yep.
Yeah. So I was at the airport.
Kirk texted me and said he's not feeling well.
Same. As I'm in line at the airport and my ticket's not working.
Yeah.
And
I didn't get that far.
Yeah, I was literally in line trying to check in, and I couldn't pull up the ticket. And so they told me at the desk, they were like, yeah, your ticket's been canceled.
Wow.
And so I had to call, and Kirk told me, he was like, yeah, he's not feeling well.
So the last time you see him is in February.
Now,
do you feel like, hey, something's off here, or is he like, okay.
Not while I'm with him, no.
Okay.
No, he was fine. When he canceled that show, I thought that was odd.
So when that comes back around, you're like, oh, something just feels different.
Yeah, not really. Like still, so basically, when he canceled the show, when he did the first Atlanta show that he canceled or postponed.
Yep.
I was worried, but they said, he's fine. He's just not feeling well. He's gonna postpone until later, so don't worry about coming down.
Yep.
So I said okay, and I went back, to doing what I was doing.
Yep.
And then they rescheduled the show. I was watching. And when I saw that it was rescheduled, of course, everybody's calling me like, are you coming to Atlanta? Are you going to be in Atlanta with Prince? So, I hit him up and asked again, do you need me to come down? And I actually got to talk to him.
Oh, okay.
And
so this is probably the last time you talked to him.
It's the last time I talked to him. And he said, I'm not 100% yet. So I'm just going to do the show. I'm not going to do the after party. So don't worry about coming down. So I was like, okay, cool.
Okay.
Hope you
How
feel
long
better.
was that conversation?
Not long.
Okay. But he's giving you comfort. Like,
yeah,
hey,
just he's just letting me know he was okay. And so after that, that's when everything happened. And I couldn't get him.
Yeah.
And everybody's just telling me, management and everybody's telling me he's fine, he's cool. He's all right. And then I saw he had like a party.
Yep.
And he was riding his bike.
Yep.
And all that stuff. So I was like, okay, so it's
fine.
He's fine. And I went down to Florida to do Seabreeze.
Yep.
And BK and I were actually doing an after party show at Seabreeze, and Marcus was on the main stage at Seabreeze that year. And me and Marcus were having breakfast, and that's when like our phones just both simultaneously started.
Right.
Which is, now that I think about it, is crazy in itself. Like the time I found out that I was gonna be working for Prince was with Marcus.
Yeah.
And like the moment I found out the Prince was gone, I was with Marcus, which is crazy. I just realized that just now.
Mm-hmm.
But we were down there having breakfast, and our phone started going off, and people were like, "Are you watching the news? Are you, And we turned it on, and that's when we found out. So it was crazy. But yeah, that was the last time I talked to him. I don't even know the date, but that was like whatever the date was for the
Atlanta show.
The Atlanta show.
Yeah,
I talked to him
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that day like when you find out?
Oh man, that was.
Were you playing that night?
Yeah, I was playing that night. It was. I was like kind of lost. Because like TMZ called me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and they weren't. There was nothing good. They wanted to know all the juice. Like.
Right.
Anything bad. They weren't interested in anything else. And I kind of went off on them. I went off on other people.
It's mad.
Yeah, I was angry. I was scared. What does this mean?
Yeah, because you had a whole plan. Like you're
it affects me too.
Yeah, you're going on this next tour. You're going to be playing the after parties. You got this new sound.
Listen, not to sound selfish. It's really funny.
But it's
there's your life.
There's
my whole life.
There's multiple dimensions of what are happening here to your kind of inner workings.
I'm that's dedicated to. I left and came back because I left in 2015. I left, and I started playing for Bette Midler.
Yeah,
and I came back because you know, it's just like, I mean, I missed him. But
and I mean, Bette Midler's show versus Prince show is probably
literally torture. It was torture.
Bette Midler, I mean, you're getting paid, right? But it's
not as good as Prince.
Yeah,
you know, but like, I mean, it was Bette was great, but it was theater. So
yeah, it's a totally different vibe.
It's the same show. Yeah, every night.
You're not cutting an album with Bette Midler and some.
And I'm not on her records.
Some bass player that's dressed in full knit outfit.
Right.
Shout out to Mono Neon.
Shout out to Mono. So, and that's the other thing. You know, that was the other crazy part about it is, for whatever reason, the way he got to Mono, for whatever reason, was to call me and ask me to call Mono, which I still don't know to this day. Huh?
Like always? Or
like,
just like initially?
No, like initially.
Okay.
Like the way.
Now, did you know Mono Neon?
No.
So you just a liaison. He's like, you're young. He's Mono Neon. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna talk to this
Prince
dude.
Didn't have a phone.
I'm gonna.
So he didn't have a phone, to my knowledge.
Right.
He says it on Arsenio.
And he would use other people's phones. So I would just get random calls, and if I got a random call, usually it was either bill collector or him.
Right.
You know, and so. You know, I had to answer, so I answered, and he's like, "Do you know Mono Neon?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, my Prince impression is not as good as Scotty P's, but he's like, do you know Mono Neon?" And I was like, "The guy on the internet?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I know who he is." And he's like, "Call him, ask him if he wants to come to Paisley." Crazy. And I said, "Prince, I don't know him. I just know who he is." And he said, "Call him." Click. Hung up the phone.
Figure it out.
So I got on like Facebook and looked him up and wrote him a message. And I was like, "Hey, this is Adrian with the NPG Hornz. Do you want to come to Paisley Park and do some work with Prince? If so, send me your information. I'll make sure they get it." And that was literally it.
That's crazy.
And so yeah, he came in.
Because what was he doing at that point? He was
like an internet sensation. He was doing that whole thing where he would play bass, he would like imitate people's talking patterns on bass. Yeah. And it was hilarious. But he'd do it with all the weird get up on.
But he wasn't touring with people or playing with people.
Not really.
He's kind of just living that internet life.
Yeah, he was just an internet sensation. I think he may have been playing with a few, you know, he played with a few people.
He was probably playing gigs, but.
Yeah.
Local.
Yeah, local. Yeah. And
but national or international as terms of YouTube.
And what's crazy.
On a scale of 1 to weird, how weird is Mono Neon?
He's about as weird as Prince.
All right.
So of course Prince is like, I need to reach out to him.
Yeah.
Like,
I talked to the guy once.
Let's get weird.
I mean, when I say I talked to him, I did all the speaking.
Yeah.
He nodded his head. But, you know.
I love him.
I love him too. That's how he was. That's how he was with me too.
Cool.
Before, if he doesn't know you,
cool.
Then he's not gonna really, you know. But what I realized about Mono, and I think this is what attracted Prince to him, is if you really get to know Mono and how he talks and all that stuff, go back and watch Prince on his first TV show.
Yeah, similar vibe.
Same vibe.
Yeah,
it's the same thing. So like, you know, and Mono is
amazing.
I mean, well, I'll say this. I believe that energy. It's gonna sound weird, but it is what it is. I believe that energy does not die. Energy only transfers, right?
Yeah.
So Prince's energy had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I do believe that Mono got a lot of it. Like
more than his fair share.
Yeah, man. Like when I'm around Mono or when I see him and when I see him play, I feel it. Like I feel Prince's presence. And
he's ridiculous.
Yeah, so go see. If Mono's coming to your city.
Yeah.
Go see Mono Neon. Whatever he's doing.
We should just bring him here. Let's just throw a party.
Yeah, bring him. He'll come. He will come.
We need that gig.
He will come.
Purple
man.
Highs production.
Yeah. So like. It was
that
wild.
Is a good idea, Dudley.
It was wild.
Full of good ideas.
Just being the person to connect them and stuff is. I always take pride in that. I'm like, yeah, I did that. And
I love it.
But still, I still don't understand why he thought to call me of all people. I'm like,
because you are young and you know about the interweb and how to get
BK.
it. Yeah, you know? but you're the liaison, man.
Yeah,
you're the point person. You're the point person.
Like, he got me all these other people. He can easily get me this.
All right. So we're gonna try to kind of move forward, and I know you guys stories. But we're gonna try to wrap this thing up. So tell us, just kind of as we close out, what are you doing now, kind of in terms of like music and your life, and like how do people connect with you? Just in terms of what projects are you on? Where are you at?
Okay.
When you come into their city.
Yeah. So I am now I still play for artists. I still travel with artists. I'm traveling with CeeLo Green, which is a lot of fun.
I need to get to that gig.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. Now Marcus, BK, and I are all on the gig.
Oh, we gotta go.
And CeeLo is covering James Brown.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we talked to
We
BK.
were talking about going to New Orleans, and we were talking with BK about coming down there.
Yeah. So it's a pretty amazing gig. I also tour with an artist named Jonathan Butler, who's a singer and guitar player from South Africa, who I've loved equally as much as well, not equally, but I've loved him as much as Prince since I was a kid. So it's really a dream to be playing with him. But more importantly, I've been doing my own thing as an artist.
Talk to us about that.
So my last face-to-face conversation in February of 2016 with Prince was basically him laying down the law of what was happening with Warner Brothers and the whole what he called peer-to-peer distribution, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with that.
Yeah.
But why don't you just explain it real quick? Because there's people that Dustin and I know, but
so
others.
For those of you that don't know, Prince coined this thing called peer-to-peer distribution. And what that meant was if you are a Prince fan in a certain area, you had the chance. It was almost like Mary Kay or Avon for musicians, right?
So cool.
I mean, that's the best way I can describe it. And basically, if you were in a region and you were a Prince fan, you could become a partner with Paisley Park Records. Right. And you buy a case of albums from Paisley Park, and you're the only person in that area that has them. So you can mark the price at what you want. You buy them at wholesale, sell them at retail, and you make your money.
It's like Girl Scout cookies.
It's Girl Scout cookies, right? But in music,
someone knocked on Paisley Park, and he was like, "This is a good idea."
Exactly, and he took it and made it for music. So he was doing that, and he was selling the Hit and Run Phase 2 that way through peer-to-peer distribution. The cool thing about it was other Prince-related artists could also capitalize on that.
Nice.
Because the fans would buy our records.
Right.
And so he started asking me about my first record, which is called Private Party. I did a record in 2009, and then I was jaded. I didn't want to be an artist anymore.
Yeah, just because of the music industry, the competition.
I was like, I'm not built for that. And so when he asked me about it, he asked me why I hadn't made any more records and how I was still selling my record, and I told him. And I thought I was appeasing him by saying all I wanted to do was be the Maceo to your James Brown.
Yeah. And
that's what I'm doing, and I'm cool with that. I don't need to do the artist thing. And I'll sell your records. And I thought, number one, I thought I was appeasing him. Number two, I thought I was buying myself more time.
Yeah.
And he flipped on me. And
Didn't work.
It didn't work. Thought it would. Did not work at all like I thought it would. And he started to lay down the law and telling me what he was planning and all this stuff about Warner Brothers and these other companies. And he basically said, I don't want to give them anything. I don't want to give them any reason to make us feel like we owe them anything. And really look at what's happening now with like streaming and everything else.
Yep.
It's about money and power.
It's about money and power. But he always said the power should belong to the musicians, right? So the artists should be the ones benefiting from these, like at least fairly benefiting somehow.
Yeah.
But when you look at the numbers, it's like nothing adds up. So he just took it upon himself to take that battle on. And so he was like, I'm going to do this peer-to-peer thing. And by the time the record comes out, it will already be platinum.
Yeah.
And it will always be this and it'll already be that. And the record company the labels can't say that we owe them anything because we didn't use them to do it. And so he said, it's cool that you like being here and it's cool that you want to be like Maceo. And that's, I'm honored that you want to do it with me. He said, but the last thing he said was, but James is dead. And that just pierced me because it was like, you're right. He said, James is dead. What's Maceo doing now?
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. And then I went home and then he died. And so all I could think about was that statement. And so I was like, I gotta be an artist because that's what he said. And part of that conversation, I told him, I was like, you know, the radio's not going to play my stuff because it's not the stereotypical jazz. It's not urban enough because it's saxophone. I just don't want to go through that whole thing again. And he was like, yeah, but you didn't have what we have. We didn't have that when you tried it the first time. Now you have this. And so, yeah, man, I mean, that's what inspired me to get back into being an artist. And I do have struggles with it, but I don't regret it because, man, he was right. You know, I finally made I got a Billboard charting song at one point.
And the album you wrote?
It was called Leap.
Leap.
Yeah, one of the last things he said, like basically when he told me the whole thing about James, he said, we appreciate you being here. You always have a place. I'm honored that you want to be here and be the Maceo to my James. He said, but sometimes you have to take a leap for yourself.
So where do people get Leap?
Leap is everywhere online. You can get it anywhere and everywhere. You can't get it from CD Baby anymore physically, but you can download it. Did you hear about this thing with CD Baby? They've stopped their physical distribution.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
change
you can
your
get
name,
it.
maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you can get it. You can get it on all the platforms. You can buy it physically from my website if you want to.
There you go. That's where you get. Is that where you get the CD or no?
The CD.
Yeah. What's your website?
It is adriancrutchfield.com, or the more fun way is ilovegoodsax.com.
I love good sax.
Yeah. So so it's everywhere.
And where else can people find you?
Have you trademarked that?
Not yet.
You need to. I got a guy for you. I'm gonna hook you up.
Please.
Where else can they find you on social media and all that stuff?
Real Good Sax is my Instagram and my Twitter, I believe. No, and my TikTok, and Adrian Crutchfield on Facebook.
Yeah. Follow some more.
Wait, I got a question.
Yeah,
we're not done. I'm just making sure people we get these things out there. It's important.
I thought you said we're wrapping it up.
We are, but you got.
I'm just gonna ask the question that I'll probably have a lot of people listening are wondering.
Yeah.
Did your grandma get to see you play with Prince?
No, she did not.
Oh. Damn.
My grandmother died when I was 15, 16.
So she just made the prophecy.
Yeah, she just spoke the prophecy. And I'll say this, because you said there's something that you said at the very beginning of this 7 hours ago. But you said something about how long I played for Prince.
Oh yeah.
Right? And we never answered that question. And I'm here to clarify for everyone who's wondering how long I've played for Prince. The answer is I'm still playing for Prince.
Hey,
I love that.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I love that. Still playing.
I'm changing. I'm going to use that too now,
dude. I mean, you just
how long did you DJ for Prince?
I'm still doing it.
DJ for
That's
Prince.
right.
No, but that
come
is,
to my party.
That's always the answer, man.
because this is what we about, right?
Yeah.
Like what we're trying to do, and we are. I mean, we ain't trying. We doing it. Is carry forth that legacy
exactly
of who he was, what the music was, what it meant to people, trying to connect young folks to it, trying to keep that vibe moving because like he planted it in our like the depth of our being.
Exactly.
So it's a mission, right?
Yeah.
And we out here doing it, and we just getting started.
He inspired the fire, so
I like what you said too earlier about people seeing you and seeing Prince in you, because I mean, you were hanging out with the greatest performer of all time.
Yeah,
it's gotta rub off.
That's my hope, is that I can be an inspiration to people. I can be a spark. I can be a part of his spark.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
You're carrying it forward, man.
I want to carry it for him.
I love it.
We can't keep this guy up too late though, because he's got to go teach the kids at the Purple Playground.
Yeah, Purple Playground. Check that out. Listen to episode 19. We're gonna get more into that, but we've been talking for a while. We really very much appreciate this. This is, just wonderful, beautiful stories.
Oh yeah,
the memories, the influence, what you're doing today, moving it forward. Just it's fantastic.
We got to do this again when we can get like me and BK and Marcus at the same time.
I got a whole idea.
We got a plan. We got a plan.
Mono Neon's coming.
Oh yeah. Hey, he'll talk if we're here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's on. It's on. Well, thank you so much. It's been very much an honor and a pleasure and a joy, and we just so much appreciate it.
This is great.
This is Purple Highs. I'm Mark Bondi. My co-host,
DJ Dudley D.
Chronicling Days of Wild, Adrian Crutchfield. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Peace
sir.
and
be wild.